Hey, everybody. Here we are live. We're not going to do a rundown tonight of everybody that's in here because I see a lot of comments already. Like a
Boo!
lot. Um,
Boo!
we want to thank everybody for um, a shot of whatever people are drinking.
Pretty much beer.
Yeah, every 60 seconds we're doing a shot of beer. And then we got rules to give us penalty shots if we fuck up. And I can say that now, but I won't be able to later.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, so Dana, so one thing is we've got names and numbers for everybody in here. And say, for example, Kenny's new name is now the Dream Crusher. If I call him Kenny, I have to do a penalty shot. So I must address him as the Dream Crusher the entire stream. So let's go over all the names.
So, all right. So here's kind of everybody's names and then kind of the rules of how this works. So for our names and our number assignment, the number 1 is going to be myself, who is now Karen, the Midwest Medium. Then we'll have Philip also is going to be number 1. We're going to alternate asking questions or answering questions with that. And Philip is now Bumblebee Tuna.
Hold on. So if number 1 comes up, can we use either?
No, one time will be me, then the next time would be Philip.
How am I going to remember that?
Well, you don't have to, because I will tell you.
Yeah, we'll explain the dice.
You'll get the dice thing in a minute. This is just going over the names.
Yep.
Philip the what?
Philip the Bumblebee Tuna.
Well, it's just Bumblebee Tuna.
Yeah, just Bumblebee Tuna.
You guys are supposed to be writing these down, though.
They can write them down.
Okay.
That's yeah.
Okay, 2 is Jeff, the Green Swamp Medium. 3 is Kenny, who is now the Dream Crusher. And mind you, when you guys say the name, you have to put the in front of these names. 4 is Wisdom, who is now Wizard of Matt Demon. 5 is Sarah, who is now Danny Moss's nemesis. And 6 is Jerry, who is now the so-called Jerry.
Oh, the so-called Jerry.
The Ohio State University.
Okay, so here goes all the rules now. During the game, each player must address the other players by their game name only. If you use the real name, you will have to take a penalty shot. Every 60 seconds, each player will take a drink, which we have a timer that will go out. It beeps, so every 60 seconds you take that drink. If you do not take that drink at the 60-second mark, you'll get a penalty shot. There will be 2 dice. I have 2 different colored dice. One dice will be the person that's going to ask the question, the number of the person that's going to ask the question. The other dice is going to be the person that's going to answer the question. And so I'll roll those and I'll give the numbers. So you have to remember what your number is so that you can do that. We'll help you out on that one if needed, though, after a while. Penalty shots. We need to come up with some of our, we have some things down for the penalty shots, but we need to come down with a couple more.
Well,
so we need, so our first one, if you swear, you take a penalty shot. If you walk away or turn off your camera during the power hour, you get a penalty shot. There's no smoking or no vaping for the hour.
I feel targeted.
Targeted.
That is targeted.
Yeah, it is targeted. Well, no, because when we did that last time, it was hard and it was like, no, you can't just at 1 hour because everybody was wanting to stop. And it's like, no, it's got to be. So, and 4, you cannot say debunking. So now we need to come up with 4 more rules.
Or a couple more.
We need to come up with at least no more than 4, but we need to come up with 4 more. We're going to go to comments. If anybody has something, it can be something that's said or something that they do.
Yep. And if you guys have any ideas too.
Yeah. If you guys have any ideas, you can.
Man, you guys.
Dawson ruined it for us because we had one that was going to say, that you could not tell the Golden Child or Dawson to shut up.
The golden child.
Yeah, and now he ruined it.
How's he get a free pass from this one, though?
Hang on 1 second.
You're what?
Don't worry about it. Okay, sorry. I was getting a message. So, anybody got any ideas for rules in the
Any
chat real quick?
rules? We got to have a couple more at least.
Sorry, Kenny.
What did you say?
He thinks
I'm
we're
with you,
trying to-
Kenny. I don't
thinks
know
we're
how I
trying
got worked into this.
He thinks we're trying to
no
kill him.
idea what is going on.
It's fun.
It'll be fun once it gets going.
Okay.
I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so come up with something. We got to come up with a couple more.
Carla, if somebody says a name wrong, then they have to do a penalty shot. So, I mean, I can't think of any more rules, and I say we should probably get started.
Well, we can just do it with that. That's fine because I mean, there's 4,
Yeah,
and plus you guys are asking questions. At first, the first 15 minutes is pretty.
Bubba, he farted.
He even looked back. The first 15 minutes is pretty okay, but then after that it gets a little wonky there. But
That might not be a bad rule. Steph Cuervo said you can't say
Are you
That's
kidding me?
that's gonna
That's
do
a good
me.
rule.
Well,
We're all gonna sit here in silence, I think.
Yeah, how about
Here, just
that's not good rule.
This is how I'm gonna play.
just finish the stream then. We're done.
all righty. Well, let me get this stuff over here.
All right, guys, everybody have a drink poured and ready.
All right, everybody.
Hold on.
Hold on. You got to
Okay.
get that timer ready
know.
to go.
That's why I asked.
And then I have the hour timer ready to go.
Any-
So, where do these dice roll things come in?
So
I'm gonna roll them in a minute
Yeah.
here, and then when I roll them, so say a 1 or say a 4 and a 2 comes up. So the white one is the answer, the yellow one is the white one is the asking, the yellow one is the answer.
so if it comes up with Phil
4,
and Kenny,
So it would be Wizard of Matt Damon would ask the question, and the Green Swamp Medium would answer the question.
yep. So we're just gonna kind of interview each
So we have
other.
to make up questions on the fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord.
okay.
That's where the comes in.
Yep. That should be a penalty if you can't think of a question in 30
Yeah.
seconds.
Okay. Yeah. If you can't, you have 30 seconds. If you can't guess a question,
And then that's enough rules. I think
Yep.
that's we don't want to get too many.
Do we need to know everybody else's numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Well, I will tell you. Like,
Yep.
I
So
mean,
we didn't go over the names yet, though, on the stream, right?
yeah, I thought we did.
Yeah.
No, we did do them one more time.
Okay, we'll
Okay.
do them one more time. So, number 1 is Dana, who is now green. Green. Oh my God,
Jesus.
Dana
Drink.
Say my name.
is Karen, the Midwest Medium, and then Philip is also with me, and he is Bumblebee Tuna. We will be
The Bumblebee
alternating.
tuna or just Bumblebee tuna?
Bumblebee
Bumblebee.
Tuna.
Just Bumblebee, no the. Got it.
Yep, and then the 2 of us will be alternating questions and answering. Number two is Jeff, the Green Swamp Medium. 3 is Kenny, the Dream Crusher. 4 is Wisdom and Wizard of Matt Demon. 5 is Sarah, and Danny Moses' nemesis.
Danny Moss's nemesis.
Danny Moss's nemesis. I can't read my own writing anymore. 6 is Jerry, the so-called Jerry.
That's the easiest one.
In theory.
Yeah. All right. So we ready to go?
I think so. Y'all ready?
All right.
Kenny's. Oh, glad we didn't start yet, or I got busted.
All
Wait,
right.
which one were you again?
Who?
Me?
One or 2?
I'm number 2.
Okay, I got it right then.
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna officially start this. Hope everybody's ready. There's a 10-second countdown, and then I'll say drink, and everybody drinks. Here we go. Hopefully, you guys can hear this timer.
And I'm starting my hour timer. So.
Well, this goes for an hour.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
All right, first drink is
First
underway.
drink. Everybody, take your first drink.
Oh, I've been waiting for that.
Kenny has a special rule. Just trust me.
All right, so I have 5 and 1. So that means that Danny Moses' nemesis is asking Karen the Midwest Medium a question.
Great. I don't understand the question, but
Just
You
ask her
ask a
anything you want.
question.
can it be anything?
Yeah.
Anything.
All right. What's your favorite TV show?
I would say Kitchen Nightmares.
And fun fact, we watched that for
All
3
the
months
time.
straight.
Yeah. Okay,
at
my
one point.
next one.
We never changed the channel.
I know. So it will be the so-called Jerry asking Philip a question.
Ooh.
You'd have to
It-
drink because you didn't
Yeah,
call
take
him
a
by his
drink.
name. Yep.
Oh,
Okay, that was
I
another
can't
drink.
so
That was another drink.
All right,
everybody take their next drink.
man.
And
Can
here's
you
the,
guys hear the beep, the buzz, the beeper?
No.
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 You gotta turn it
I'll
up.
just I can't. I'll just say
Okay.
drink.
All right.
So this is Wizard of Matt Demon.
Nope.
Nope. Bumblebee
Penalty.
tuna.
Penalty.
Take a,
See, that's no. There's 2 people. That's no fair.
take a drink.
You still got to ask him a question.
Oh, what is your favorite American football team?
Colts.
All right. So we have Wizard of Matt Demon asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
Drink.
Drink.
Man.
I don't say over
Danny
yet.
Moses' nemesis. Are you going live again Saturday?
No.
Well, technically it's Sunday, right?
It's Sunday here, so yeah.
Okay, so the Green Swamp Medium is asking Karen the Midwest Medium a question.
Uh-oh.
Who was asking who?
You are asking me.
Okay. Oh shoot, that's a penalty. I said the word
Oh, he just made his own.
Yeah,
No,
I
we
shouldn't have
put that
busted
on there.
myself. I should have made you guys bust me. Do you remember the first participants that we had when we did this the first time?
Some of them.
We'll name them.
We had Joe Frankie, we had Harold St. John, and me and you and Drink.
Drink.
I don't remember if there was anybody else.
Adam the Black Swamp Medium was on.
Oh, yep.
There's a
All
lot
right.
of swamp mediums in this neck of the woods.
Okay. So the Green Swamp Medium is asking the so-called Jerry a question.
So-called Jerry, why are you into the paranormal? They don't have to be short questions. We can get a little in depth.
Well, it all started with In Search of, like everyone else that grew up in the 70s, I think. And from there, it just kind of became an interest. So I blame Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard Nimoy.
All right.
There's gonna be lots of burping on this stream.
So we have Danny Moss's nemesis asking the Dream Crusher a question.
You're lucky you're not drinking because
I
you'd
know,
be doing
right?
lots of penalty shots.
Well, you figure though, it's almost like drinking because my blood sugar's so high right
Yeah.
now. So
It was stupid high yesterday.
it's
Actually, I have a question for the Dream Crusher. Can you please? Is it possible for you to get Dawson to watch Star Wars?
Oh, you're on mute.
the Dream Crusher.
you're
You're
muted.
muted. You can't
You're
be muted.
Penalty.
No.
You got a penalty shot. You're muted.
Oh, yeah, he beat
Ah,
I don't think Dawson will ever watch it now at this point just because we all keep trying to get him to. I think he's just going to refuse on principle
Dawson's a lost cause.
for some things. Yeah.
Okay. Wizard of Matt Demon is asking the Dream Crusher a question.
the Dream Crusher, what is your favorite type of energy?
Shot, drink.
The alcoholic kind.
So I've got almost one beer gone already.
All right. So the Dream Crusher is asking the so-called Jerry a question.
The so-called Jerry. How did you get roped into this?
Well, the Dream Crusher, as the third member of the Boo Paranormal team, when they can't find anyone else, I'm usually the one that's asked to. No, I don't know.
So you're kind of like the second cousin that's always getting invited to weddings.
Yeah. I'd like to think that they thought of me first, but I probably likely that
I was trying to think of drinkers, and I honestly didn't think you were a big drinker. So
everybody drink. Okay.
Good.
So Wizard of Matt Demon, you are asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
Danny Moss's nemesis. What is the next badge you're going to be drawing?
Oh, I don't know. Ooh, ooh.
She pulled the stag. Ooh.
I
don't know.
Probably shape, actually. Probably shape.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Steph Cuervo's just coming up with rules after rules after rules.
Oh yeah, well, I'm not even paying
They're good rules, Steph, but we just have to.
Okay, the Green Swamp Medium is asking the Dream Crusher a question.
So,
drink.
Oh yeah, drink. So the Dream Crusher, do you have any nemesises in the paranormal YouTube community? Like, is there anyone in particular that drives you insane?
No, there's really not anyone that in particular that drives me insane. I just don't like any of the ghost hunting channels. Equally. I mean, I'm an equal opportunity hater.
That's good.
So, yeah, there's no one in particular. I mean, not in the YouTube community. There's a few people outside of the YouTube community that you could consider my Lex Luthor, but other than that, no.
All righty.
Excuse me.
So we have Wizard of Matt Demon asking the so-called Jerry a question. Drink.
So-called.
Everybody take your drink.
So-called Jerry, what is your favorite alcoholic beverage?
I do like whiskey, but as I've gotten older, I become a little bit flush when I drink. So I found that Guinness is like one of the few things that does not do that to me. So Guinness is a good one. Otherwise, it'd be bright red right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what happens when you get older, I guess.
All right, the Green Swamp Medium is asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. So, Danny Moss's nemesis. What got you into the paranormal?
No.
Like, what got you interested in starting a paranormal channel?
Starting a paranormal channel.
Drink. Everybody drink.
Answer that question on here.
No.
Although I think a while ago I actually told him. It was actually Kenny. Crow gave me a shout out for the art channel, and I was watching Kenny's live and getting really wound up by some of the stuff on it. And I've told Kenny this. I have emailed Kenny at some point on it. But what it actually showed me was how important it is for me if I'm going to argue stuff, how important the research side of it is.
Yeah.
It was actually a really good way to start the channel because I take that side. I'm an ex-researcher anyway, but I take that side very seriously, and that's because of Kenny. And it's killing me being so nice about Kenny, but Kenny does know this story. I did email him a while ago.
Nothing but love.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Keep getting doubles here. Okay, so
Ask yourself a question.
Yeah.
Karen the Green Swan, Karen the Midwest Medium drink is asking Danny Moss's nemesis. how did you get roped into this game?
Roped in,
I-
she volunteered.
I did actually. I think Jeff was in my live causing chaos.
That's
And he had
nothing.
to-
No,
And he asked wisdom, and I got offended he didn't ask me.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I probably
Well,
gave her
hey.
How
the.
do you feel about that now?
She called Wisdom by his
penalty
name.
shot.
She called Wisdom by his name.
Oh, yep. If you
Oh,
no.
penalty shot.
But I probably told you it was like a casual drinking game and nothing to worry about. And then
He didn't. He
Every
didn't
60
say what was happening other than there was a shot every 60 seconds. I was in for that.
That's why they got to find new people every time.
Okay, so the Green Crusher is asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
So
Drink.
Danny Moss's is
Take a drink.
Danny Moss's nemesis. What do you think is the one thing, if you could, that you would fix in the paranormal community?
That's a loaded question.
that's a philosophical question.
I would like more open-minded. I'm not talking about skeptics or anything here. I would like more open-mindedness by everybody, and start with getting the evidence without presupposing what it is. I think that's really important. I don't see that happening all the time.
Nice. Well done.
Okay.
Hey, Crow.
So
Hey, Crow, what's that?
the Dream Crusher is asking the Green Swamp Medium a question.
No.
Drink.
I'm going to need one before this question.
Everybody take your drink.
So the
Hi,
Green
Crow.
Swamp Medium. What's your number one beef with the paranormal community?
Boy, I got lots of beefs, but number one is these teams that go into people's houses and, run around with apps and things that light up, scare the absolute shit out of them, and then walk away. I mean, even before I started doing YouTube stuff, that we haven't even got into fake clergy yet, but I'm going to talk about that again pretty soon. All these guys running around saying that they're exorcists and they make up their own religion. Like Bishop James Long, he's not part of the Catholic Church. He actually made up his own Catholic Church.
Well, as far as I know, he is part of the
Drink.
old Catholic
Old
Church.
Catholic Church, yeah.
But he started it. To my knowledge, he's the one that started it.
I don't think so. He didn't. I know he didn't start the old.
He didn't
Catholic
start the old
Church.
Catholic.
No.
Oh, I thought for
You
sure.
can
he
look
did.
it up. There's actually a little bit of an attendance there. He's just, unfortunately, he's just the jackass front man.
Yeah.
To the
Just give me the whole container.
to them.
Who unfortunately still gets a lot of time, like even on Coast to Coast. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know why George Nori keeps having him on, but
Oh, he's on there a lot.
Yep.
That sucks.
Just throw them up here and I'll start opening.
him or the other one.
Give
One
me-
of the other
give me
one
more
of the
than
other
that.
exorcists is on all the time. I get them mixed up.
The Exorcists.
I know Bill Bean has been on there, and
Yeah, Bill Bean
Yeah.
might be the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
that guy, he drives me nuts.
Alrighty. So, the so-called Jerry is asking. Drink
Drink.
up.
Jeez.
I don't know if it's mine or Philip's turn because we hardly get any.
It'd be my turn.
It's Philip's
Let's say
turn.
Philip. Oh, dang it. I owe a shot.
Oh,
Penalty.
So do you. You'd be shit-faced right
I
now if
know.
you were drinking.
I'm telling
So,
you.
the Bumblebee tuna. Do you believe that psychic mediums are authentic and real?
I believe there's probably people that are gifted enough to sense things beyond what most normal people consider normal. But it's also hard to prove that anyone is actually correct at the same time. It's one of those things. It's
We have a before we
can't
get
really
into.
answer.
Oops, sorry. Hang on. Before we get into, there we go. Before we get into another question, asking each other, we're all going to go around and answer this question. We will start with.
Wonderful
Drink.
idea.
Everybody
Oh,
drink.
Dang, that was quick. So we will start with Karen, the Midwest medium.
Please, who are 2 people you would never ever want to see in a sequins banana hammock? Oh,
I know.
Well, I don't even know.
I'll give you 2 right out the gate.
I would say for sure, and this is one of our things, but it's the Foreman brothers. Wouldn't want to see them in it, but that was one of the penalty shots. But I can't drink it anyhow. And then Donald Trump.
Oh gosh.
It's gonna be Hitch.
Okay, Bumblebee Tuna, you're next.
Yep.
Ask that. I have to say, Crow of Judas.
That was one of mine.
Oh, and Mike O, Mr. Mike O. Minerals.
Okay, so now the Green Swamp medium.
Oh, that would be me.
That's you.
I would say Twin Paranormal and Wyatt.
Okay, and the Dream Crusher.
Joe Vitelli. And Side Eye Guy.
Okay, and Wizard of Matt Demon.
I honestly don't know. I'd look at anybody in a banana hammock, to be honest.
Whoa.
Okay, Danny Moss's nemesis. Drink.
Omar and the Fan.
Yes, good answer.
Everybody
Depends
take
on-
your drink.
It just
And
depends on how many
then-
shots you need.
The so-called Jerry.
I will just wimp out and say that the Green Swamp Medium and the Dream Crusher.
Thank you. I made a list.
All right. And so somebody asked why I am not drinking and why Bumblebee Tuna are not. We are the kind of the
Referees.
Moderator.
moderators, and plus right now I can't drink because I'm having some health issues. So
We should definitely field more questions from the chat, though.
Yeah.
yeah,
people
I
wanna
mean
do
if we do,
questions.
but I like said we gotta kind of keep because you gotta kind of
Oh,
keep it
yeah.
going too.
Well, we might as well go with this one too.
What was that? Let's see.
Bumblebee Tuna. Please ask who are 2 women you would never ever want to see in only tassels.
Oh.
I
man.
plead the fifth.
Drink.
I am not answering that.
Why
Does,
not?
does that have to start with me? I can start if I have to.
Yeah, we'll go
Well,
start with you.
Man, there's so many to choose from.
Yeah.
Who I would not want to see would be, I'm just going to throw a name, Margaret Thatcher. And who else? Oh, Betty White. There we go.
I feel like this is an easy question.
Yeah.
I'll just go ahead and answer it. I'm going to say Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton. The Dream Crusher said he's not going to answer.
I do have one.
Okay.
Rosie O'Donnell.
I almost said that.
That
dude.
was mine.
You could add anybody. Well, I
The
don't want to
whole
say
cast of
anybody.
The View.
Yeah, because there's been a couple that I wouldn't mind seeing.
Whoopi Goldberg. Wimpy.
Everybody drink.
Yep, it beeped again.
Stefan's asking these questions. She's going to need bleach after this. Like, well, she's
Yeah.
asked the questions.
Okay, so Bumblebee Tuna is asking the Dream Crusher a question.
Ooh.
Then I did see another question in the field.
What? The Dream Crusher, what is your, I guess you could say, most unpopular piece of equipment to use?
My opinion.
Yeah. If you had to
guess-
use any equipment, and
If I
not
had
popular.
to use equipment,
And it's not popular among
Ooh,
everyone.
That's a really
fuck,
good
that's
question.
all of it.
I was gonna say Kenny's the answer is probably
Cat
any of
balls. Cat balls. Like that. I guess that's the bottom of the barrel of equipment.
You think that's worse than flashlights?
Drink up.
Yeah, because at least a flashlight has a use.
Yeah.
You know, you can use it except for when you manipulate it. You know, like you can see in the dark. But cat balls are just fucking cat toys.
Oh, drink! You swore.
Yep.
It was worth it. It was worth it. Totally worth it.
Effing
I'm not
balls.
sorry.
Oh my gosh, is there room over there for that? I gotta get it. So I've drank 2 beers already. Opening number 3. We are officially a third of the way done.
Woohoo! All right.
So hang on, we got a really, really good question
Yep,
here.
this one is everybody. We'll start with the Green Swamp Medium. What fake team would you secretly investigate with if no one would find out?
Oh man. Who would I?
Does it necessarily have to be that no one would find out? I mean, do you have the option of
Drink.
telling everyone?
You could tell, but I think kind of the theory of the question is you wouldn't want people to know.
Like I have no one. I would go with fake teams just to see what they're doing behind the scenes and film it and have footage that I can post. I would tell everyone. I would want to go with my boy Zach Baggins. I'd love to go on one of his
that would be a
adventures
blast. Yep.
and see what he does.
I
Film it.
I would say for mine, I would say, and don't hate me for this, but I think Omar Gosh would be okay to hang out with. I hate what he does. I hate the way he investigates, but I think he'd be a cool guy to sit around and hang out with. I mean, he doesn't appear to be a bad guy. Who's next?
Okay, how about the so-called Jerry?
I would say Jack Osborne.
Yeah, that'd be. Oh, I should have said that one.
Okay, everybody drink. Then Wizard of Matt Demon.
That's a tough question. But if it was like the Dream Crusher said, I'd probably go with Cody and Satori.
Ooh, that's a good.
That's a good one.
Ooh, you can take that Viking poop we were talking about earlier. Hit the walls for him.
Okay, let's go ahead and we're gonna roll. Whoa! Uh-oh.
Oh,
I just
geez.
lost. It's right in front of your feet.
Oh, party foul.
Well, here,
Drink.
I can't bend over.
Drink.
What did I say?
Party
Oh.
foul.
Oh,
You need a dice tray so they don't roll off the table.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, it doesn't help that I have Boo like on my cord of my headphones right now.
Oh.
Okay, so we have the Dream Crusher asking the Green Swamp Medium a question, and everybody drink.
oh man, again.
The longer you make the questions, the more you drag it out, right?
Right.
Kinda.
Exactly.
I like the audience questions.
So
Me too.
what's oh man, what is the one thing that I have done that you do not agree with?
Oh, there's actually a few, but
Oh yeah.
no, I think I don't think that you're open-minded about the possibility of ghosts. I think you're so closed off to it that kind of shuts down maybe your chance of experiencing something paranormal.
That's interesting. We're gonna have to explore that later.
For science.
Because I personally believe that I believe that you have to be open to an
Drink.
experience to actually have an experience.
So are we allowed to have a discussion, or are we have to
Discuss.
wait?
Yeah, we can discuss. Yeah,
Well,
what-
we can, but we're
yeah,
trying
it's,
to.
cool. It's all good. We can
What's your
discuss.
definition of open-minded?
Like, I believe that you're a complete skeptic. Like, you're just not, like, the paranormal doesn't exist. And
But what's your, aside from that, what is
Oh,
your
my-
definition of open-minded?
I mean, you can't use being open to the possibility of paranormal.
All right. So that's exactly what I am when I go on like investigations. And
Okay.
like when I went with you, I'm open to the possibility.
Mhm.
I embrace it. And when people ask me to go along, I'm open to it. Like,
Yeah.
I want people to show me.
Mhm.
The problem is there's too many problems. So I think closed-minded is when you are cut off and you just refuse to even consider anything.
Yeah, I probably didn't phrase that right because I
Jeff-
definitely don't
Sorry.
view you
Everybody
as closed-minded. I definitely don't
I
think
just-
you're closed-minded.
Just wanted to clarify. That's all.
Mhm.
That's why we have nice conversations.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't mean to phrase it that way because I don't want people to have the impression that I think you're closed-minded because I know you're not.
He wants you to believe in more magic, less reality.
Yeah.
Do you see all the nerd shit I have behind
Yeah.
me?
It's just fiction, though.
Okay, so we have the
Science
next one
fiction.
is the Green Swamp Medium is asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
Excuse me. I'm burping.
Don't puke.
You know, it's funny because I've thought of so many things I've wanted to ask you in the past. I'm definitely not going to throw up, but
I just like. Let me just throw in that when I asked
What?
Jeff and
We
Dana
call that
if there was anything
foreshadowing.
to prepare for, they said no.
Wait, what?
I did hear the
asked
so-called
earlier if there was
Jerry.
anything to prepare for.
And
and you
Jerry,
said no.
hey, take a shot because you called me by my real name.
That's true.
So, Danny Moss's nemesis. If you could expose any YouTube channel as being fake, which one do you think you would go after? That's kind of a lame question, but I can't think of anything better.
Are you? I assume you're including those who've already been debunked and.
Yeah.
Oh, take a shot.
Oh,
Little
drink
yeah,
up,
yeah.
penalty shot.
Yeah, you said the
You
D
said
word.
the D word.
I didn't know that was a rule.
Yeah, that's a penalty shot.
It was at the very beginning.
None of us know the rules.
I know. That's what makes it fun is you guys don't. That's why you have two people that don't drink, so they know the rules.
Okay.
Drink up.
Drink again.
What was the question? I because I'd like to just see an end to it. It would be Cody and Satori.
That's
So
Yeah.
tied up.
Okay,
Oh,
since I
totally.
can. Everybody's asking what the D word is. It was debunk or debunking. So because I want to take a penalty shot, but that's what the D word was.
So let's go ahead and answer this question. We'll all go around the room and answer what is our biggest fear, if you have any. I'll start since I already have the answer. So I do believe in darker things, and my biggest fear is that I do believe in demons. Sorry, Kenny. Oh, damn it!
Sorry.
Penalty shot. I said your name.
Yep.
But so my biggest
Everybody
fear
drink.
is that something darker could potentially go after Karen the Midwest Medium on an investigation to get at me. That's my biggest fear. Something happening to somebody else. And I'm behind one.
Yeah, that is my fear is something attaching to me because of some experiences I've had with darker energies. So okay, Bumblebee Tuna.
Ooh.
Biggest fear. I can't really think of one. Probably just going to spiral to bad health,
Yeah.
especially when you have no one to rely on and you're solo
Yeah.
by yourself.
Yep.
All right, the Dream Crusher.
Alzheimer's.
Oh, yeah.
That
Wow.
is my biggest fear. I've spent my life
Drink up.
and learning new things and meeting new people, having experiences, just enjoying life, and the thought of all of a sudden that just being taken
Yeah.
away for no reason, scares the hell out of me.
Oh,
That's-
drink up. Penalty shot.
Hell's a
For
swear
what?
word. Hell is
Hell's
a
a
swear word.
swear word. Right now.
Hell is a
Oh,
place.
come on.
That's a
It was a
location.
noun. It
I
was a noun.
personally
It
know
wasn't
that-
a swear word.
Yeah,
I
that was a
personally
noun.
know that you don't believe in the place
I'll
of hell.
take a shot for him.
I don't believe in Valhalla either, but I still think it's a great idea.
But it's technically not a place. in your-
Okay, so Wizard of Matt Demon.
My greatest fear is heights, but it's not so much the heights; it's falling from them.
It's that sudden landing at the bottom.
Stop at the end.
Drink.
Gosh, that minute went by fast.
Everybody drink up.
What minute are we on?
31.
Yep,
2
we're
minutes.
halfway.
All right. And then Danny Moses' nemesis.
Moses.
It's
Moses.
Moses.
Moses. I have it written down wrong, so it looks like
Moses.
Moses. I said, well, my blood sugar's been so high, it's like I'm drunk anyhow. So
Whoever passed the Viking poop went to Valhalla.
Chrome and shiny.
I'm not sure how to answer that. If you take it away from phobias, a couple of severe phobias, but and I actually don't know where this fear comes from, but I'm actually terrified of being buried alive. I don't know where that rooted, but the thought of that, it's actually why I want to be cremated.
When I was a kid, I would get like panic attacks thinking about that.
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry for all the burping.
The so-called Jerry.
I think others have already covered a lot of my fears, but an additional one would just be being dependent on somebody else, right? Losing my ability to be independent. That would be very tough.
Okay, our next one is the Green Swamp Medium is asking Wizard of Matt Demon.
Boy, these questions are getting harder and harder because it's harder
Yep.
to think. So, Wizard of Matt Demon, what got you involved in this paranormal world?
It started when I was young and had my first experience or run-in with a ghost. But I got drugged back into it thanks to Jason
Drink.
Hawes and Ghost. I didn't say I said
No, it was a
No,
60-second.
it's
It was
drink.
a drink.
Oh.
Everybody.
But yeah, Jason Hawes, when he came out with Tap, just reminded me of that experience I had when I was younger, and I just wanted to understand it more and just got drug into the field that way.
Fair.
Okay, and then our next one is Wizard of Matt Damon asking the so-called Jerry a question. Come here.
The so-called Jerry, do you actually use that dartboard?
I should use it more often than I do.
Do you see holes in the wall?
I got the pad around it. My brothers are big dart players, so it's supposed to be up there so that I can practice before I visit them. But I should use it a lot more than I do. For sure.
I went through a dart phase in the, I'd say mid-90s, playing bar darts and stuff.
Yeah, I'm still not very good. I'm good at 18s.
Oh, I wasn't either.
I'm good on 18s and 19s.
Yeah.
But everything else, not so much.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this one is going to be Karen, the Midwest Medium, asking the Dream Crusher a question.
Uh-oh.
So, what made you come up with the idea of having your little quiz kind of thing for mediums to prove that they're accurate?
A little quiz kind of.
The challenge.
The
The
challenge.
$500,000.
Oh, that's not mine.
Oh, I thought it was.
No. That's not mine. That's
Drink.
That is a. That's been around for quite some time. It was born from Randy's $1 Million Challenge. So Jim Underdown, who he's the director of the CFI West, our branch out there in California. He's been running it for a while. I think it started with $10,000 and then gradually grew from there. But they take applications. I help with them if there's people on the East Coast, because one of the main rules is if you want to be tested, you have to make your way out to LA to their headquarters in order to be tested on your own dime. So if there's special circumstances and they are on the East Coast or in like up into Canada, all the way down the East Coast, then I can do some of the testing. I can do the preliminary test here. So that's it. So, but yeah, it's not mine, but I do help out with it.
I got a follow up to that. So how many people, like on average year, apply to take the?
Several hundred.
Okay.
Several hundred people apply. You can go online to the CFIIG.org, and you can look up all the stats. You can see how many people have applied each year, how many applicants they actually tested, and the results of each test.
Cool.
Yeah.
So let's answer Cree's question.
So Cree has, what piece of equipment do you secretly like but don't use because you don't want to be called out on using it?
I mean, I'm ready. I can start.
Go ahead.
There's quite a bit but see, I don't ever hide anything, but I'm a fan of doing the Estes method. I know everybody else in the world hates it, but so we'll use that. But I've also been using apps lately, but in a very, very specific way. And then I write down 4 words on a piece of paper. I don't say them, and basically say, these are the only 4 things that you can say that I'll accept. And nothing's ever come across. So
next, whoever wants to answer. Anybody?
I don't have it. Honestly, I don't have. I mean, I'll use.
You hate it all.
I don't. I mean, I use any piece of equipment, whether it's like specifically marketed to ghost hunters. What the hell was that?
The Millennium.
That was a big truck going up the hill.
Oh,
I am outside.
I thought you were being invaded.
I do use different types of equipment, but the ghost hunting gadgets, I don't like them. And there's various reasons why, but I will try anything. I mean, I buy some of this equipment. I get it donated to me whenever possible so that I can use it. I mean, I just got one of those Epic boxes.
What is that supposed to do?
It doesn't do anything.
Melt.
It's a piece of shit.
Okay.
It does melt. Yeah. Don't leave a heat gun on near it.
You said the S word.
Oh, yeah. Again, it was worth it.
Yes.
I'll take one for the team.
Anybody else want to answer that question?
All I'm going to say is I don't like any of it. I'm fairly anti.
Okay.
Same boat, yeah.
I don't think there's anything that I'd use. I mean, other than maybe a voice recorder, but I wouldn't use any of it. But I'm not an investigator, so.
Even voice recorders are suspect, in my opinion, because they could pick up anything or everything. You hear a click, it could be a bug jumping up against a freaking wall or something, you know.
Okay. So the next one is Bumblebee Tuna is going to ask the Green Swamp Medium a question.
I was actually about to use a Pomp's question there until you pulled it up, but I will ask a different question. Leave that one up.
Okay.
I said
Drink.
I can't drink. Jeff, the Green Swamp Medium.
Yes.
How many years have you done investigation for just residential?
I would say about 6 or 7. But it's been residential mixed with, location stuff too. But I primarily did residential with the Warren Foundation for 3 years. I think it was. So I was involved in a lot of cases with them.
Dana, I think that should be one of the rules.
What?
You mentioned the Warrens. You got to take a shot.
Okay. Shot.
Listen,
It's too late to be adding new rules.
I do believe okay, I'll say this, and I've said this on record, dude. Like, I'm not a fan of the Warrens anymore, and I'm not going to drink for that. But their mission, the mission of the Warren Foundation is a very, very good one. It's to help people, so.
Okay, so because this is to the point where we have to go. We'll have this question, but if you have questions, we're not going to answer them until after we do it, after we get through the dice rolling and they're done with their power hour, because this is what you got to. It makes more sense when they start doing the dice and have to answer quickly.
Just so everybody knows, we are 2/3 of the way
Yep,
complete
drink.
with our mission.
Everybody drink. So after we get done with when the hour's up, then you can post your questions in there, and we'll go ahead and start having them answer. Because now it's supposed to be that we do these questions quickly, because then that's when they get more penalty
That's
shots.
when we make mistakes.
Yeah, because they're not. It slows them down right now when we're trying to answer these questions. So we'll keep this one up, and we'll ask this one at the end, because this will be the first one we do. So, Danny Moss's nemesis is asking Wizard of Matt Demon a question.
Stop it. It's probably hard for you to ask him a question because you guys.
It is. Right, Wizard of Matt Demon.
Just stuff that you think we might want to know.
They talk like.
It's okay. We talk every day.
Hours on screen.
What TV shows your guilty pleasure? Because I don't know that, and I can use it against you.
I stopped watching TV due to the fact that I don't like news. So if there was a TV show, it's just got to be something popular that's streaming.
Okay, next one is Danny Moss's nemesis is asking Bumblebee Tuna a question.
Ooh.
Boy, I gotta make
the hard ones here.
I gotta make a statement here. While you're thinking of your question, I'm gonna make a statement here. So we got a new comment on one of our posts, and it says, I hope this person is British. Jeff. It disappeared. Jeff finally jacked in the F word for cigarettes. Don't panic.
Everybody drink.
I'm surprised YouTube let him put that on there.
Stop. Okay.
Hang on, he didn't ask this question, did he?
No.
It'd be Danny Moss's nemesis.
Okay, yep. The mission was complete. Gotcha.
So the so-called Jerry is asking the Green Swamp Medium a question.
I didn't ask the question.
Oh, you did. Sorry, go ahead.
She didn't.
I shouldn't have admitted to that because.
Drink, Jeff. They knows drink.
Me.
Drink. Whoever said that name needs to drink.
Oh, dang it.
And actually, you said both names, so you need to take two.
Candy is making the viewers drink.
Sarah did say that the UM.
Drink.
Oh, geez, that was quick.
Okay, who's asking question?
We're still
Did
waiting.
I was supposed to be asking a question, but it's to Phil. So I'm taking the
Are we just moving on to our next one?
You're 3 shots in before you get to the question.
keep moving.
All right, so the so-called Jerry is asking the Green Swamp Medium a question.
Okay, so Green Swamp Medium, the Green Swamp Medium. I apologize. What is the scariest location that you have investigated?
Oh, definitely Collingwood.
Really?
Yeah. Ever since what happened there the first time. There's been times where I've been
there.
I think I could now, but definitely at one point that place was scary to me. The asylum that me and Dawson went to, when it was lights out, when it was lights out and he came up with the idea to walk through with night vision only, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually scared a little bit during that. I just kept waiting for something to jump out of a door.
Did you pee your pants?
Nope.
But were you waiting for something to jump out at you that was alive, or were you worried?
No, because we had been there. We'd already been there for a few hours and set up, so I was confident that the building was empty. But just when you're looking through that night vision, something just seems like it's going to jump out of the.
But isn't it your mind playing tricks on you more than anything? Then?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
But it just, it definitely makes you, scared a little bit.
I still say the scariest place that I've ever been in is my own basement, because I start thinking what could be down there, and yeah.
All right. So, Wizard of Matt Demon is asking the so-called Jerry a question.
I always get to ask him questions.
I know.
Yeah, random.
Stop. Boo.
What is that poster behind you to the right that I can't see that's underneath the dartboard? Oh, Toledo. Okay. What is
Yeah,
it?
That's the university.
It's the University of Toledo Rockets who won their bowl game recently, which is very cool. And I actually
Yeah,
worked for
I
them.
don't
So
I got
It's
more of
very
theirs. This one's
university.
fine.
I'm more proud of my Red Dwarf print that I got from my sister for Christmas, which is from a British artist that she ordered through Etsy. So Red Dwarf is one of my favorite shows. So I'm very happy about that one.
Yeah, Jerry's a little bit of a nerd too.
Very much. I love a lot of British shows.
self-professed nerd.
Yeah.
Okay. The so-called Jerry is asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
All right. Danny Moss's nemesis. What part of England do you live in?
Drink.
I'm in the north of England, right up near the Scottish border, a county called Northumberland. So
Excellent.
very rural, very old.
Furthest north I've been is Nottingham. So.
That's actually
And that's
where I'm
can I
from.
tell my funny story? Can I tell my funny story real
Yeah.
quick? All right. So when my wife and I went to England for vacation back in 2014, we were going through customs, and we planned on going to Nottingham, Canterbury, Bath, and then London. So the border agents couldn't believe that we were going to Nottingham. So they thought it was a joke that we would plan to go to Nottingham. And then
Why?
even when we went to Nottingham, people were surprised that there were tourists that were going to Nottingham. So I don't know what it is about Nottingham in England, but apparently people don't have much of a good thing about
Drink.
Nottingham. But there you go.
So that'd be like
that
saying,
was
"Hey, you guys are just visiting Walmart."
Yeah, why are you going to Detroit?
Yeah.
They
You're a
don't.
tourist,
they
you're
don't
going
know-
to Detroit? What the heck?
They
So
don't know
Nottingham must be
anything
the
about
Detroit of
Robin Hood.
England, I guess. Nottingham's a Detroit of England. So there you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Robin Hood wasn't really from Nottingham, right?
I don't know. I think the sheriff of Nottingham is part of the story.
Okay, so we have the so-called Jerry is asking, it's either Karen the Midwest Medium or Bumblebee Tuna a question. I don't remember
I
the
think it's
rotation
your turn,
anymore.
I
I think
think.
it's my turn to answer, but
Yeah, probably.
It's your turn to answer.
Gee whiz with the burps.
okay, yeah, I guess it's my turn to answer.
All right, so Karen, the Midwest Medium. Recently, when we were at that school, you hit on a lot of things
With Josh.
accurately. The
Drink.
middle point school.
Yes.
So my question for you, since you are a medium, is how do the visions, or how does that all work? I mean, is it just something you see in your mind, or I mean, how do you get the ideas or the thoughts that you claim that you receive?
So for me, I actually will get I get like a feeling, but I also can see images in my head, but I will have like names. I will have names or visions of things pop in my head, but also I will get, if it's something that's male energy wise or male related, my right side I will have something on my right side happen. And if it's on my left side, then it would be female. I don't. I don't have to. It's like
yeah.
I don't have to drink.
You did it too.
We all have to drink because she
Everybody
said,
drink anyhow.
Wait, why do we all have to drink
Because
if
it
she
just
screws up?
beat.
Oh,
Jeez.
The Wizard of Matt Demon threw a
guys, we have
preliminary.
10 minutes of the challenge left.
Okay, so the Green Swamp Medium is asking the so-called Jerry a question.
That one went down the wrong throat.
The wrong throat.
Throat.
The wrong throat?
Only sixes are coming up.
Don't ask in which neck.
So I would say the so-called Jerry.
Gobble, gobble.
What is your favorite hobby that people may not know about you? I mean, I think I know what the answer is, but you sound
I'm
like
an avid role player. I play a lot of role playing games. I paint miniatures.
Good
So,
thing you cleared that up, because a role player could mean something totally different.
No, role playing game.
Okay.
Wow, wow. Haven't we hit the hour yet?
That was a
Drink.
drink.
Not
No, it's
yet.
close. We've got
9
9
minutes.
more.
All right. So the Dream Crusher is asking Bumblebee Tuna a question.
Ooh, he probably knows nothing about me.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
Oh,
That's thinking
Wow.
quickly.
well, what if I said? What if I just said
You like
no?
pizza?
I like a lot.
I like pizza.
That's all he eats is pizza.
Yeah, pretty
Right
much.
here. If he's not eating hot pizza, he's eating cold pizza the next day.
Oh,
That's right.
pizza.
Okay, so again we rolled, and it is again the Dream Crusher asking Karen the Midwest Medium a question.
Oh, this could get dangerous.
He's gonna give me a big question.
Would you like to fill out the application for the $500,000 challenge?
No. No. Drink.
Oh, gee. Bit more.
All right. We have the Green Swamp Medium. He's not asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
Okay, so this came up after kind of piggybacked off of the so-called Jerry's question. So the UK is how? So what's the difference between the UK, England?
There's 4 countries in that country.
Okay, so the UK is the combination of the 4 countries.
Yeah, the UK stands for United Kingdom, so it's England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales.
Okay.
They're united against themselves.
You should take a penalty.
Great
shot. Just
Britain.
country-
Great
countries
Britain
in
is
that
just
country.
the Wales, Scotland, and England, right?
Because
Yeah,
I know a lot.
Ireland's 2 separate countries, so
Yeah.
Great Britain would include all of Ireland, but United Kingdom only includes
Drink.
Northern Ireland.
Great drink. Okay. So we have Wizard of Matt Demon asking the Green Swamp Medium a question.
Yes.
The Green Swamp Medium. This is like the first time I've got to ask him a question. That's pretty cool.
Does us count too?
Would you rather not find evidence in other people's videos, or would you rather find evidence that they're actually honest and open investigators?
Oh yeah, I'd love to find evidence that they're being honest and open. A lot of times too, I don't know that it's necessarily people are faking. I think they just don't know what they're doing.
Drink.
You know, did that answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because
Okay.
I think there's a lot of, especially the younger generation. They were trained by Zach Baggins, and now the younger guys are trained by these younger YouTubers, and it's just, and no one watches Kenny enough. Oh shoot! I said your name.
Said your name. Drink it up.
Oh,
I mean, to be honest, I don't think anyone is trained.
No, I agree, but people are definitely more educated and smarter than others. But yeah, I don't think you can be trained to do this.
yeah, the Dream Crusher's flashlight video didn't get enough views, to be honest.
Okay, the Dream Crusher is asking Danny Moss's nemesis a question.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, Danny Moss's nemesis. You go out and investigate places?
Drink.
No, I don't. I'm more research. I'm hoping next year, because of where I live, there's a lot of places I can go, but it'll be more from a research point of view, looking at the history rather than an actual, ghost hunt.
Okay, so Danny Moss's nemesis is asking, it's either Bumblebee Tuner or Karen the Midwest Medium a question. I think it's Bumblebee's turn.
The so-called Jerry, you have a request in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Someone
Pen
would
cookies.
prefer for
Stop
you to stop
clicking the
clicking your pen.
No problem.
What will be tuna? What?
Drink. Oh, nope. I thought I heard a beep, but it wasn't quite yet.
No, it's Boo ringing the bell.
What pizza did you have today?
Oh, I was actually
Drink.
I behaved myself and did not eat a pizza today.
Woo.
Okay.
For everything.
If I had pizza that much, I would never poop.
No. Okay, the Green Swamp Medium is asking Wizard of Matt Demon a question.
Oh, she said it.
Okay, so Wizard of Matt Demon. What opportunities am I missing by not really embracing the whole AI thing?
AI is just kind of
Stop.
a tool. It's not really something that you miss out on. It's just if you're not using AI, that means you're doing more work. AI can help you through a lot of things, make things a lot more
Drink.
easy to get through.
That's
It's like if you don't
answer.
know if you don't know what you're looking for and you ask AI, you can likely get a good idea of what it is that you're wanting to find. It'll even give you
Stop.
things like links to the type of research you're looking for. I mean, it's a great tool if it's used correctly, but there's also a lot of potential for it to be misused, and used incorrectly.
So AI would take me to Twin Paranormal instead of the Dream Crusher for answers.
Yeah,
Is it based on like popularity of? Because I mean, in theory, based on followers and viewers and all that stuff, Sam and Colby are the greatest
Drink.
investigators on the planet, even though we all know it's BS.
I mean, it's only going to give you what it's trained to do.
Yeah.
But is that how it works? Is it trained to actually answer the questions or to go towards like those?
it will
more crafty
actually
sources?
it will actually look up the information that you need. Like if you ask it a question about a certain thing or event, it will actually look the information up for you. And in most circumstances, the AI will actually give you references. Like if you asked if you were a teacher and you asked a college student to write a paper on something and include your references and other material that you used, AI does that.
Drink.
So is Paranormal Monkey Podcast? Is he secretly playing in the chat?
You're asking too many questions here. We got to get to our
Okay,
rolling.
go ahead. I just
We-
see it. People telling
Okay.
him to drink all the time.
We still have to do a round robin of Pop's question that's on the bottom of
Yeah,
the
the
screen.
question they'll come at the but they're at the end once
Yeah,
we get
because
through
this will be our last. This
one.
will be our last drink. here.
So, Wizard of Matt Demon is asking the so-called Jerry a question.
Again,
I've been asking him questions all night.
I know, right?
What is something other than the paranormal that you enjoy?
I watch a lot of football, European football, I should say. So sports in general. I watch a lot of sports, read comic books, play role-playing games, play video games. So I'm about geek to the third degree. So
Drink, this is your last one.
this is 60 out of 60. Everybody, we've made it.
All right, and the last one is Wizard of Matt Demon asking the Green Swamp Medium.
Can you tell us what your next investigation is going to be?
The next investigation or investigation video?
Oh,
Because
either
I'm
one.
still too behind. I still have to do the asylum that me and Dawson went to. I have the Monroe House to do. I have Collingwood to do. Yeah, I'm way
Me too.
behind. Yep.
Okay, and
But Kenny, I feel like, oh
Drink.
shoot, that's a penalty. Damn it. I was 20. There's 2 penalties because I swore, but I was 20 seconds away from being clear.
Okay, so our last one is going to be the Dream Crusher asking the Green Swamp Medium a question.
I won't be able to answer because I'm doing penalty shots.
What is something that you would not tell me you have done because you're worried that I would yell at you?
Oh boy. I mean, in my early days, I know I did lots of stupid stuff. We did the flashlights, we did the K2 meters. You know, like in the early days, yeah, we did. If it beeped and lit up, go ghost. You know,
It
what
was
I mean?
something that ghost hunters did. You did it, right?
Yep.
Not even ghost hunters did flashlights, did they?
Yeah.
they did.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Jason did. Yeah, Jason did it. Yeah.
Oh wow.
but
A few
anyway,
times,
this
but not a lot.
it did beep one more time.
Yep. So
as
everybody
the
do
final-
your last
the final
drink.
Then I gotta go pee.
Nope.
Me too.
Okay, everybody can go do a pee break, and then we'll.
Let's not call for a break. That didn't end well for me last time.
Yeah.
Joe said,
If,
take a
I mean,
break.
does anybody need to take a potty break?
"I'm definitely
I
going."
would like
I
to go
do.
pee.
Okay, everybody go take a potty break, and then we'll come back and answer questions.
Woohoo!
Now,
Free break.
wing with wisdom.
Yeah.
So
Ooh, man.
normally,
Hey, take a drink, Phil.
Hey, it's already over.
So normally when we play this, though, we don't take the questions from the chat until afterwards. And that was Jeff's thing that he started, because the goal is to be asking the questions quickly so that they kind of can flub up a little bit. So they didn't get, because that's how the penalty shots come in, is when you do that. So that was a little hard because when they started asking the questions on that. So once everybody gets back, we'll start taking questions from everybody in the chat. We'll answer our first one that's up.
All right, everybody here.
All right.
But I'm not. No. Thank you.
So I'll try to keep everybody's questions. Just make sure you put a big capital Q in front of the question so I know where they're at. So I can try to get back to them quickly.
Like T723P, T723P.
Somebody didn't mute themselves.
I think that was Wiz.
Actually, I think it's Kenny. Maybe. I don't know.
It's quiet now.
Yeah, that was I think.
A capital Q for your questions, D.
Yep. And once everybody gets back, we'll start answering. Oh, I almost ate a dog treat. Oh.
Ooh. That'd be your penalty shots. Eat a
All
dog
right.
treat.
Maybe it'll drop my blood sugar. Who knows? Oh. Are you cold?
I think Sarah lost connection.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going outside to smoke? I gotta give him credit. He's cut down a lot. A lot. So now he doesn't smoke in the house. He only smokes outside. So that will be nice once we once he starts realizing how much money he is saving, and he can buy so much more equipment and go on more ghost hunts. So I was looking at some of the questions, but yeah. So
Sarah's
yeah.
down in the basement, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it like I said, this game, if it's played the right way, which Jeff just jumped in there and started answering questions. I'm like, no, you can't do that till the end, but he was insistent on doing that, because when we do it, we usually don't take any questions from the comments until afterwards, because then you get that fast repetition going of firing questions, and that's what makes it very boom, boom, boom when you get, because then you get caught up, and that's where all those, and that's when those penalty shots just come in real quick. I mean, I think when we did it the last time, I probably within the first at the first 15 minutes, nobody really got penalty shots, but then after that, probably the next 15 minutes, everybody got maybe 1 or 2. Then the next 15 minutes, everybody got like 5 or 6. And then the last 15 minutes, everybody got it was like penalty shot, because you just couldn't keep up with it. Because most of the time, it's the name thing that would catch everybody off, because they would just call everybody by their regular name. So,
hey, can you bring Sarah up from the basement?
it's like, wow. There we go.
There she is.
Okay. But yeah, so it is very interesting. We're just waiting for a couple to come back. Where'd Boo go?
Followed Jeff outside to have a cigarette.
No, she doesn't go out the front. She does not go out the front door. Well, no, she sometimes does. I can't say she doesn't.
Sarah, did you try the new Matt Demon lotion down there in the basement?
No.
We got the eucalyptus from Australia.
The land of doesn't exist. That one.
Yeah.
Makes your skin look like this.
That's harsh, Wiz. That's harsh.
Waiting for you, Jeffrey.
It's hell on your skin.
Y'all are all podcasters. It's freaking cold.
Kenny, what are you doing?
I got a 3D printed Pip-Boy from Fallout, and I'm putting it together.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, I got it. I got it last year. I went to a place called the Grafton Monster Festival in West Virginia, and I picked it up, and it was great. It was cheap, and then before I got to display it, it took a tumble off a shelf and broke a couple pieces. And the person that made it for me sent me replacement parts, and
that's cool.
Today. So yeah, trying to put it back together.
So I'm just gonna give everybody a smoking update, because people are saying you didn't quit. Well,
He's working on it.
I'm calling this a win. So
It's not easy, but he's down.
I've bought 2 packs of cigarettes since Thursday, and normally I've been, and Dana, don't hate me for this, I've been like 2.5 to 3 packs a day for the last 3 months, and I have this left out of my second pack.
That's
so good. For 3 days, man, for me, I'm calling it a win every day of the week.
The game is over. I can eat.
What?
Have you been putting your patch on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I feel like somebody punched me in the arm. In fact, it's time to put
You
a new
can't
patch
put
on.
it in the same place every time.
Oh shit.
There's always,
You have to move it around.
there's always,
Okay.
there's always
So yeah,
That's probably why it hurts.
that's probably why it hurts. You got to move it.
Are we-
Like how I have to do my injections, you have to move the
Are we allowed
patch
to
the
call
same
each
way.
other our names now?
Yes,
Yes,
you are.
yes.
Yes.
Yep,
So,
the
Jeff,
game is over. Yes.
Jeff, these things come with instructions, and
And his wife
You have to read them.
and his
Yeah.
wife is in
That's-
the medical field and knows
The
what to
instructions
do.
are just
and-
someone else's opinion.
I have trouble with instructions if they're not just pictures. I mean,
I was
when
gonna say
there's
just use your
words-
third arm.
Yeah,
Yes, they are not supposed to go because you're supposed to change
Huh.
arms.
That's why it hurts.
Yeah, that's why it hurts.
All the nicotine's in one spot.
Yeah,
Damn.
and it's because it's so
I figured too, maybe the next one I'll try and put over my heart. That way it's right in the
no on the arm.
Hey Jeff, did you ever watch that TV show News Radio with Phil Hartman? There's an
I
episode
believe
where
it-
he quit. There's an episode where he quit smoking. He's got like 50 patches on his body.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I've heard of people doing that.
Just
Okay.
Stick it to your
Yeah.
tongue.
Stick it to my nuts.
Okay.
First.
So our
That
our,
too.
our first question is going to be from the chat: is do women or men make the best investigators?
Yes.
I agree.
Who wants to answer that? Nobody wants to answer that one, huh?
I will say that I don't think that's a valid question. It doesn't come down to
Right.
whether it's a woman or a man. It comes down to your skill set,
Mhm.
your knowledge, your ability to apply your skills and the knowledge to the situation and environment and to the people. It's not about gender. It's about your skill set and your knowledge, your experience, and how you approach it. That would be my answer.
Because there's a lot of bad in both. But there's
Can I just thank Kenny for that answer, because I really don't like questions like that, whether it's men or women. I don't think it's about gender. I completely agree. It's about intent. It's about the way you do it, and it's about your knowledge. I don't think it's got anything to do whether you're male or female. Personally, I that was a good answer from Kenny.
Stop.
Quit.
Just agree with Justin what he said. Women are right.
All right, the next question: debunking or investigating? Which is more fun, rewarding? Which is more difficult?
I'll go ahead and start that. So I have fun debunking and reacting and all that stuff. Investigating is fun too. And what I call, like, when we do residential investigations versus like when we go to an asylum or something like that, it's completely different. Because when we go to residential stuff, we listen to every minute of audio that we go over absolutely every second of the data that we collect, audio and video, primarily. Whereas when I go to the asylum or like the Monroe House, Kenny, I'm not watching 12 CCTV cameras for how many hours do we have them set up for? About 40. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not watching all that. Like, I'm just not going to do it. I don't have that kind of time. Plus, how many cameras do we have in recorders and stuff? Like, I'm not for an investigation where the end isn't to help somebody. I'll watch some of it and whatever, but not every second of it like we do. For residential stuff. But I have fun doing it all. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Oh, that being said, some of the residential stuff that we've been in is not fun at all. It's a whole lot of it's not fun to listen to somebody that clearly has mental problems tell you that they have a demon in their house, and that's not the cause. That conversation isn't fun to have with people. That they should go see medical help and psychiatric help. They never ever want to hear that, and most of the time they tell us to fuck off, and they go find somebody that will tell them what they want to hear.
I think one time we've actually had somebody actually go and do it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I did." I think one out of every one of them.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's definitely some not fun conversations when you're doing residential stuff. Like Jerry, you remember that one that we kept trying to convince her that her audio from her inside camera was being laid on the video from the outdoor camera.
Mm.
Yep. And she just would not believe us. But it's like, I'm telling you, that's what's going on here.
Yeah, it's not. They only want to listen to what they think they want to hear. So if you show them all the evidence in the world to tell them exactly what seems to be happening, they just don't want to listen.
Because they were like hearing all these sounds on this camera that was outdoors, and I'm like, you don't need to be worrying about ghosts. You need to be worrying about who is sitting next to your camera talking, because that is a real freaking person, and eating chips and whatever else they were doing. But what we discovered was their indoor camera audio was going over top of the video from the outdoor camera. So they were capturing themselves eating chips, getting up at night and smoking a cigarette. But we told them that, and they just
was making noise.
Yeah, I think we even debunked it, didn't we? We caught ourselves on their.
But they just weren't having it. They were like, nope, that's not so.
Well, I think it goes to show you with the people who are fakers. Obviously the people who are faking are doing it for money. They're doing it for fame. They're doing it for all those reasons. So.
But then again, we sat there and I told them what they needed to do, and they totally ignored what we did and continued to do what we told them not to do.
So it's definitely not always a win. But okay, sorry, I answered that way too long.
Okay,
let y'all answer this.
Who else would like to answer this question?
Oh, I would.
Go for it.
So I mean no disrespect to Sheila, but I do not understand why you're making a difference here between debunking and investigating. They are the same.
Yeah.
When you investigate, the goal of investigating is to gather data. You go into a location, you're gathering data, and you take that data and you analyze it in order to support or refute the claims that are being made or have been made. You're determining what is considered evidence for or against a claim. Debunking is taking the falseness out of a claim. So if you investigate something that's going on, that someone claims happens in this house, and you find a natural cause for it, that is by definition debunking it. But it's part of the investigation. It's part of the conclusion of your investigation. I think there's a disconnect between what investigating is and what debunking is. And people separate it too much, and there is no separation. It is all one and the same. When you investigate, that's your goal is to investigate something that happened. I mean, think of it as like when a crime scene investigator goes into like a bank robbery. They are investigating the clues. They're investigating the robbery. They're collecting clues to figure out what happened, to determine who was there, what happened, who was hurt, who did what, when, where, how, why, when, all that stuff. They're not going in to say, oh, well, we're going to say no crime happened. No, something happened. We just need to figure out what the actual cause was, because the claim that people make is not an explanation. The claim that's being made is someone's belief of what happened. It's not the actual explanation of what happened. When you're investigating, that's your job, to go in there and figure out what happened, put all the pieces together, and support your conclusion. And too many people don't do that. And we see that a lot with the YouTube channels. They go in, they determine a place is haunted, but they can't support that shit. No matter what. They have nothing to support that. So again, I don't mean any disrespect or confrontation with Sheila. I think there's a disconnect with debunking and investigating. So
no, I 1000% agree with that.
Yep.
I mean,
Anybody else want to answer?
I was going to say, I think debunking and investigating could go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Period. But you also have separate, where you have a debunker, then you have a person that's going doing the investigations. I think that's where she's looking at. But I think investigation alone is already a lot of work physically. And then you have to debunk while you're investigating, and all the ins and outs that you're doing there. A debunker, if they're just debunking and they're just handed the evidence, they didn't have to really collect that, but receive.
Well, they're still doing that.
Yeah,
they are still collecting. I mean, whether you get it from a video or you get it from someone's testimony, you're still gathering that evidence. If somebody else did it for you, that's great. The evidence is provided and presented to you. So you're still investigating. You're looking at all the clues together. But you don't go in actively debunking. If you go in with a bias. Yeah. You were already losing because you're going in with a preconceived agenda to debunk.
But the same is opposite for somebody who's trying to prove as well. If you're trying to prove there's paranormal, you're going in there with a bias, and you're gonna sidestep the fact that it could not be paranormal when it is.
Right.
Yep.
Right. You know, and I think the so-called debunkers are it. I mean, I like all the most of the people that call themselves debunkers. I know a lot of them, quite a few of them, and I do like what they do, but I think it falls in line with people that call themselves demonologists. We're all investigators. We're all investigating a claim. That's what it comes down to. If you give yourself another subtitle, it's just the same as giving yourself the title of investigator. You didn't actually earn it. You're just doing it.
Yeah.
And that's cool. You can investigate stuff. But when you start calling yourself a debunker or a demonologist or a researcher versus an investigator, I mean, you're just giving yourself more titles on titles.
I think the main thing that happens in these whole situations is that debunkers, they tend to go towards, okay, these people have done something that was skeptical in the past that makes me think that they're not real. So you get that boy who cried wolf syndrome going on, and whether or not that it actually happened or occurred the way that they said it was, they get told that, okay, this could be done this way, but it's not a definitive thing. So
Right.
Right.
it's a lot of just trying to rationalize what you've seen.
'Cause
And as long as you're doing that, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
I have noticed that with, debunking channels is sometimes if it can be done this way, the debunkers tend to say that's what they did without being able to prove it. You know what I mean? And in a lot of cases, most likely that's what they did, but you didn't actually prove that they did that. So I don't know. It's
you should always question everything. When the evidence, when the data, we really have to remember to say it. I think correctly. It's the data that's presented to you.
Come on.
What's presented is not always evidence.
Come on.
right.
It's data.
It's
You
a
have to
claim.
look at it and you have to determine it. You have to research it. You have to do the due diligence in order to verify whether that data is
There you go.
valid or not.
Say hi.
Right.
And if you're not doing it, if you're taking someone at their word,
Yep.
I don't care if you've known this person for years and you trust this person.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're fucking right.
Yeah.
You still have to verify it. And we all make mistakes. I've made mistakes. Lots of people make mistakes. And if someone tells me a story about an experience, it's no disrespect, but cool story, bro.
Yeah.
I need to check it. I need to check all your facts and your details before I'm going to accept it.
And that's the thing. Personal experiences, like you can't prove or disprove in a lot of cases. And that's those are very hard to, and I know how you investigate. There are certain claims that you won't even that's not an insult.
You're right.
You won't investigate personal stories of I saw a shadow. I'm not going to say I saw a shadow person because that's when you could kind of investigate. But there are certain things that people tell you that you're like, that's not even investigatable. Like
we can't test that.
No.
They have to be testable claims.
Right.
If it's a random thing like, oh, I saw a shadow the one time I was here, and I don't know what time of the night it was or what I was doing. I just saw a shadow. That's not a testable claim. And it's again, it goes back to the cool story, bro.
Yeah.
But we can't do anything about it.
But then you come across people like the owner of the Monroe House. I mean, you agree that guy is legit scared to be in that place. I don't think he was faking that. He's definitely on guard when he is in that house.
But that's also comes back to the idea that if he's convinced himself that there's something there, the fear is real.
Yep.
It doesn't mean it's justified.
Yeah.
Like it just could be real fear that he thinks or he truly believes there's something in that house.
Yeah.
But whether there is or not, I mean, that still remains to be determined. But it's genuine fear, but I'm not sure it's justified.
He was so unnerved at something once. I don't remember what he saw, but he actually went out the second floor window onto another roof.
I remember reading
that. I mean, that's not somebody that's like, faking being scared. Like if you're going out of a second story window, you saw something that spooked you, or you think you did, or you think
that. Taking it with a grain of salt, we don't know him. Right. I only met him for an hour.
You're right. Yep.
So no one else was witness to that event except I don't know if that actually happened.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm not saying he's a liar.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't know if that event took place the way it was described.
Yep.
That's all.
And there's personal bias based on personal beliefs too.
Right.
All right, let's move on to a different question.
Okay, so this one is this is for all that investigate. I'm talking about your investigations. What is your biggest pet peeve when investigating? I will tell you what mine is. And it drives me insane is when people cross-contaminate you in that. When you have two people in or there's other people in the building and you almost do everything possible to be loud enough that you can hear them throughout the building. Drives me insane.
Yeah, we have people that we go with that have very, very loud voices that carry sometimes, and it's like
that, or when you have a specific amount of time and you take another like 40 minutes, or when you were given specific directions about not talking to certain people, and then you sit there and talk to them, and then we lose out on going back to that place because of what you said.
The last place we went to, I am definitely probably not liked by a few people because of a few things that I said that their recorders picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some of those recorders were placed that we forgot about. I think.
Yeah, and I said some not so nice things and some dirty words. I did apologize after the fact.
I didn't.
I said, I'm just telling you, like, I was.
Well, no one could
frustrated
stay where
just
they were
going-
supposed to stay. It was ridiculous. Yeah,
we had a plan worked out, and then all of a sudden we're investigating the Gerber house, and we hear people talking. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here? This is our
a
what are you
huge
doing?
place. It's a huge place. Stay in your zone.
Oh,
It
but it
was frustrating.
It happens.
Anybody else?
My biggest thing is, I know Jeff, you said you like doing that Estes method.
Yeah,
I cannot pick out. I don't know if it's just my hearing. You know, the whole Yanni thing that happened a couple years ago.
Green
I
needle.
can't pick up anything in that gobbledygook of the backwards radio stations. So I won't even do it anymore, just because I can't pick anything up.
And I'm not saying, and when I say that, I'm not saying that we're proving anything. I'm just saying I don't know. It's good for video, and I hate that. That sounds like a horrible thing to say, but that's why these guys use all the apps and stuff, because it's instant response and it's good for videos. It doesn't mean it's proving a damn thing.
Money, they're faking to get views. I mean, that's all it is. There's to it. I mean,
it may not be faking. It may just be shortcuts. Just huge shortcuts.
Because, like, you know, when we investigated at the Monroe house, we sat in a room and asked questions. How fun is that to watch? It's not fun to watch at all. I think when I do my video on that, it's going to be the conversations that we had, you know, while we were sitting in the dark.
My thing about the Estes method is the simple fact that there's so many direct answers afterwards, and then you get this thing where it seems to be like they'll ask a question and it'll get answered right after, but then the question goes on to something else that's related to the answer.
Yep.
And it automatically comes up with another answer. And to me, that just seems so scripted. Like, these people know what they're going to be asked before they even start freaking talking.
That's when I did. So Dawson went to that theater and he wanted me to, you know, ask the questions over the phone. That's why he didn't give me shit, but he was like, I wish you would have asked different questions. But I asked 5 or 6 different questions over and over. I asked specific questions, and none of them were in response to what he was saying on his end. You know what I mean? Like, I had preset questions that I was asking.
Yeah, I respect that. If it doesn't fall into the line of, okay, this is intelligent response compared to, okay, we're just getting a response and we're going to go with the response. You know what I mean?
Yep. Sarah, are you still awake?
I am, yeah.
Okay, good. Because I know it's late for you.
Okay, our next question. If you could invent a ghost spirit detecting device, what would you call it, and how would you create it or process?
Stop, boo. Come on.
Uh-oh. Or be gone.
Anyone. I'm like, I wouldn't want to invent anything.
I mean, the thing is, we don't know what we're detecting. So how do you create something that?
Thank you.
There you go.
Because, like, I agree, Kenny, that the theory of EMF came from Ghostbusters, right? The movie.
Yeah.
That's why all of our equipment is based on EMF.
Hypothesis of EMF.
Sorry, I know you don't like the theory.
I know. I don't like the slang terms.
I still wonder if we could catch a ghost in a Faraday bag.
Yeah.
How would you know?
Too.
I know.
Yeah.
Without opening it up.
It needs to be for science.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to hear it cry.
I mean, you can't invent. I mean, you can by mistake, but generally you cannot invent a gadget to detect a certain thing if you don't know what you're detecting. You don't know the qualities of an alleged ghost. Ghost, as much as people want to believe, that's cool, but it has not been proven by any kind of science whatsoever that spirits or ghosts exist.
Yep.
Yeah.
We do not know the qualities of which they affect or work within the environment. So
Kenny,
therefore, yes, sir.
I have a homework assignment for you, and this just hit me. Can you write this down?
I can.
There's something I want you
Depends
to
on what you
watch.
say.
No, it's okay. It's going to sound way worse than it is.
Okay.
But there's a documentary called Parasense: The Naked Experiment.
Ooh.
It's on Tubi.
Oh, well, that makes that gives it legitimacy.
I'm just saying, just watch it and tell me what you think about what they did, and if they're actually, because they definitely, like, if any show has ever tried to go a scientific route, it's a very, very well done documentary. It's very, very good, and it was from an actual. There's an actual
experiment.
Yeah, Parasense: The Naked Experiment.
What are you getting me to watch?
No,
What's
well,
going
they're
on
naked.
here?
They're naked, but they blur it.
Oh my god!
But there's a reason why they're naked. You have to watch the documentary to see.
Clicks and views.
They just want the ghost to tickle their balls.
Oh my!
Wrong
God.
cat balls. Wrong cat balls.
No, but I'm just saying, check it out. Give it 20 minutes or so, and then see if you want to watch the rest. But I thought it was a very, very interesting documentary. It was something new and fresh. It's not your typical ghost show.
Okay, so our next question. Have you ever felt like you were followed home, and how long did it last?
Yes.
Someone over here brought something home.
Kenny's like, bullshit. You didn't bring
Nope.
anything up.
I was gonna make a mean jokes like you're still with them though.
No, I do believe that I've had things follow me home.
Actually, what he had happen is that he had something follow him home. He actually invited it home.
Yeah.
A little girl.
I forgot to leave it on the
He
street.
forgot to leave it in the parking lot. And then, because I kept having like weird stuff happen to me in the house, and I'm like, what the heck?
There's
And then he's
something.
like, well, and I said, are you sure? Well, as soon as he came home, I said, did you make sure you left whatever there? And he goes, yeah, I did. I'm like, okay. Like 2 days later, I'm like, are you sure you left everything there? He goes, yeah, I'm sure. And I'm like, I got to be about a week, and I'm like, are you sure? And he goes, okay, I'll be honest, because I'm at this point I was having stuff happen to me like daily. And he's like, yeah. He goes, I helped a little girl and I forgot to leave her there. It was like, so then we had to cross her over, and then we were then everything stopped with me here. So
Jeez, well, just can't put the girl on the street. Jeez.
I know, it's a little kid.
it was a little girl, but he does.
There are things that I say and I like, but when Kenny's in the room, I feel so goddamn stupid saying them.
Good.
See, Kenny, be like, you better leave that child there.
That's why he's the dream crusher.
And you know what? I think I asked you this at the Monroe house. Like,
Yeah.
you said that there, and I said, why?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
what does that make you? What does that make you think
Yeah.
about? Like, if you feel silly saying it in front of me, why?
Well,
Because
but-
you actually looking at it now, and you're looking at it from a different perspective and going,
that's probably part of it, but there's another thing too. So like I have a faith in God, and there are definitely some people that I don't feel comfortable talking about that in front of, because I know they're just like, because it sounds ridiculous, but faith is not anything you can prove. When you have faith in something, it's like no one will prove the existence of God, but
Yeah.
I 1000% believe that there's a
basically,
God. And
faith is the absence of evidence.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So so sometimes when you even go that route and talk about that kind of stuff, you're like, geez, why this sounds so stupid. Like the dude was born, died, came back 3 days later, and it just, the whole story of Christianity sounds ridiculous when you are talking to somebody that doesn't believe in that.
So
But I 1000% believe it.
So I'm gonna say I don't believe you when you say that, and I'm not trying to be mean, but if you 1000% believed that, then there is no reason why you should feel silly saying it in front of me.
Maybe it's not silly. It's just like there's.
And I'm not trying. I want to make it clear that I'm not
I know.
attacking your faith.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
I know.
I'm not doing that at all. I'm just saying, like, if you're not, you don't seem confident as your you're saying.
Maybe I don't feel silly. Maybe it's more like I feel judged. Like, and
Yeah.
I know you're not doing this, but
Okay.
like if I'm telling you that I believe Christ died on the cross for my sins, I'm envisioning you rolling your eyes like, oh Jesus, you know what I mean? So that's what I guess makes me feel.
That's a
I
funny
think-
choice of words.
I think it's more of a
But the
it's more
thing
of a-
is
but no, like,
people who get into that, they feel that more along the lines for, you know, I don't want to be judged for my sins compared to, okay, I've sinned and this is just me trying to hide from those.
What? Is that beer still kicking in?
how you
I think it
feeling?
is.
How you feeling?
Yeah.
You feeling good?
I think it's more of just an embarrassment thing for you, Jeff.
I think because I mean it's one thing, like if you have a belief, and this goes for anyone. If we're having a discussion and you have your own personal belief, as long as it's your personal belief and that's what you feel for yourself, I don't have a problem with it. I don't think you're silly. I don't think you're an idiot. I don't think less of you. That's your personal truth. That's your personal belief. When I do speak out or I will comment is when that belief is taken from a personal belief to being preached to other people.
Yes, I don't
said,
do that.
Like, you have to believe this, or this is exactly why it happened. That's the only reason that I would have a discussion with it. And I think
You need to
for the most part, I will have a discussion with you. But unfortunately, because it's a discussion of such a personal nature, many times a simple question that is a challenge will come off as confrontational. I'm not being confrontational. I'm having a conversation. I don't believe something. And when I state that, unfortunately, like, I look like the bad guy.
No, and a lot of people, they do get, especially when you're talking religion, they do get offended when people ask certain questions. But I personally like that because, okay, why do I believe that? You know, here again, I believe the Bible is God's word, whatever. So, like that's my directive. And it's hard to argue with people that don't believe because they just like, well, you can't use the Bible. It's, well, then we might as well not talk because you've taken all of my arguments out of my arsenal. You know what I mean?
The thing I get when it comes to the Bible is the simple fact that Jesus never said that he was God. He said he was the Son of God, but everybody is the Son of God, so he was nobody.
Well, I can't really say
I disagree with that.
You can't say it nobody.
I'll be right back.
Not necessarily nobody, but he was no greater than anybody else that was born, and that seems to be what his whole prophecy was.
I mean, if I could turn water into lava, I would be happy.
His prophecy was to raise everyone up to be what their potential is. If he's saying he's the Son of God and everyone else is, brothers and sisters, he's trying to raise them up to his level.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But you can't say he's just a nobody.
No, I don't mean nobody in that sense. I just mean that he wasn't trying to appear greater than anybody else.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Okay,
but he never once said that he was the king of the Jews or that he was God himself or anything like that.
But he was he was witch hunted just for what he taught and believed.
No, and according to history or whatever, he was persecuted for his birthday.
Okay, so let's go ahead and ask our next question. Most embarrassing event while doing a live?
Falling asleep.
Okay, I've not done that.
He's done that a few times.
How do you fall asleep doing a live?
Oh man, music in the background will just freaking kick you in your butt.
The only
The
only embarrassing thing I can think of is like when, like using StreamYard when it's screwed up and the audio's way out of sync or something like that, and I have to shut down and start again. Like that kills me. That to me that's really embarrassing, and I start getting panicked because I'm like, shit, I had everything set up and now it's screwed up.
I think my worst one has been when we were doing Facebook lives. Is I've learned to control my emotions on my face, and we were doing an interview with a podcast team of our friends, and
Yeah, Dana doesn't have a good poker face.
And I just couldn't tolerate it. I mean, you could tell that I was like stupid as kind of on my face. And I think everybody, I mean, a couple people in the comments were just kind of like a little harsh there, aren't we? And I'm like, oh, I've learned to kind of pull that back a little bit.
Yeah, there's been
now.
times where I've had to be like, hey, you need to get that look off your face.
Yeah. Because or my friend would text me while we were doing the lives and be like, hey, your emotions coming out. So I could kind of try to, because it was really bad. I've gotten much better with that.
Why am I still drinking beer out of
I
a
don't
shot
know.
glass?
Okay, our next one.
How can you build a tool to detect the paranormal when you have to have an understanding? Yeah, it's not really a question. It's kind of what we mentioned.
Unfortunately.
Oh
my God. Get her some 911.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
Get some Robitussin.
Sadly, this is terrible. So I went to the doctor, and they have given me some prednisone and albuterol to use. And now it's I only did 1 dose of each, and now my blood sugar is so out of whack. My blood sugar yesterday at one point was 600, which it's really bad.
Not good.
No, and now my blood sugars are like in the 200s and 300s, and they're like that all day long. I can't even taking my insulin. I can't get my blood sugars down. So I laughed because before we did this, I said, "Well, hey, if I have to go to the emergency room, I guess I have to."
Yeah, because I ain't driving.
Yeah. So I'll have to call my sister. So
all right. To answer this question, the short answer is no, you can't. You simply can't. And then the extended answer is that you have to define paranormal.
Yeah.
Because that's a blanket term. That is not a specific term. That doesn't specify what you're looking for. That's a blanket term. That's like carpentry or plumbing. It covers a wide array of experiences and or categories. So you would need to break it down into little things like, do you want to try to detect an apparition? But then again, you don't know the quality, so you can't. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the basic bottom line answer. You cannot, because you don't know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
The best you can do is look for environmental changes and data log it. And you need to look at it over at the very least, 1 full year. At the very least, at a location, one spot in that location.
That's the thing, to truly, quote, prove something. You're not going to go to a location one night and prove a damn thing. It's not possible.
You're not.
You got to have. But we did get a request.
Yep, we need to answer. So we have a lot of questions building up.
We should do
so
a 2-minute timer on each question.
So we need to kind of keep our answers a little bit shorter so we can get through them all. So here's our first one. This one's for wisdom.
That's because me and Kenny like to talk.
That was Betty White.
All right. What is the one thing you think debunkers get wrong?
Oh.
Anybody?
I would say that if we're talking about like YouTube debunkers, I think sometimes they get wrong the cause. Because I think many of them they go off of one video, and instead of deep diving into like the location, getting other video perspectives, other viewpoints of the location, and really determining what. For one example, like Beardo and I, we have a lot of conversations, and once in a while he puts out a video, and I comment saying, "No, I think what you said here was incorrect." And I'll send him information and examples, which he corrects in the next video, which is great. That's what you're supposed to do. but I think sometimes they might get too comfortable
Stop.
and make a judgment call without doing the necessary research. Not all the time, but I think that does happen. So,
Yeah, that's that. And I said this earlier too. I think sometimes debunkers, and I've done it. You get so sure that you know what this team did to fake that you didn't actually catch them, but you're so sure in what your thought is that you say that you caught them when you actually didn't technically.
And also, real quick, remember that when you make an accusation that someone faked something,
yes, that's a big.
You are
big
making
thing.
a claim,
Yep.
and now it is up to you to prove that claim.
Yep.
Yep.
The burden of proof is on you, so just keep that in mind.
I think the only thing that I've ever caught that I can say, I've had a few that I've got some really good evidence to back up. I think where people fake, but when I caught Paranormal Nightmare overlaying that audio, that was clearly faked, and I would definitely say fake in the title on that one. So.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
Okay, our next one. Has anyone thought of
real quick for this? The last question you had posted. Pomp, I don't think you need to apologize for anything. I saw your question. I don't know what you think you need to apologize for. There's nothing been disrespectful here. So go ahead.
Okay, has anyone thought of a gadget they would like to have?
Nope.
Yes. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having.
Proton pack.
A proton pack, of course. Yeah. I'd like to have a lightsaber.
You have a lightsaber.
Good choice.
A real one, I know, but
cut holes and save doors. I really would like to get a FLIR camera.
It's on your wish list.
I do like to get things that do what they're designed to do. I got the double lightsaber. Okay. Boo. God
Boo
damn.
is being like really obnoxious and
See
not
right
a good
there.
girl.
See that coming off the light back there? That's double right there.
Okay. You haven't gone as far as to like Jedi fight with people, have you?
Oh fuck yeah.
No. Kenny is a registered Jedi Knight.
I am. I have a certificate. I'm a
through the ULC
Jedi
Church.
Knight. Yeah.
Order 66. Order 66.
Yep.
Universal Life Church. I paid for the certificate.
I saw that and laughed my ass off. I'm like, this is a joke. Well, but I'm a certified demonologist, so
I didn't know you had to pay to be a certified Jedi.
Yeah,
don't
that
have
doesn't
to,
come
but,
with the free package.
I wanted it.
All right. Has the paranormal ever become the normal? I think it's becoming the more
I mean,
normal.
by definition, I don't know that that's possible, is it?
No.
Because the paranormal will become normal.
I think it has gone from very, very taboo, and like back in the day, if you talked about it, you were crazy. Whereas now I forget the percentage, but I believe it's more than 50% of the population believes in ghosts. Kenny, do you know the answer to that question?
So has the paranormal ever become the normal? I'm not exactly sure of the context here. But if you're talking like a supernatural belief, it really depends on what I mean, because we can take this to the extreme and say like Thor. I mean, I'm a big fan of Thor, god of thunder. Like people blame thunder on a god because they didn't know how to explain it. But now we have a scientific explanation. We know what thunder and lightning is.
Right.
So it has become normal. In that sense, in that context, yes, the paranormal has become the normal. But if you're talking like society and culture, the paranormal has become mainstream. It's part of our pop culture. It's part of our mainstream culture. So it's more accepted and understood that it's part of your network television, your videos. Halloween is huge anymore. I mean, people love Halloween. I love Halloween.
Yep.
I'm one of the biggest skeptics you'll probably ever meet, yet I think I have more paranormal shit than most all of you.
Probably do.
And some colleges have degrees in it, right? Some colleges actually have some sort of paranormal degrees, I think.
So there's very few that offer parapsychology anymore.
Yeah.
There is none in the United States, not since I think the late 70s or early 80s.
Wait, what about Lloyd Auerbach? I thought
Lloyd Auerbach was one of the last that got it. in the States. But the only one that I know of is the University of Edinburgh that offers that parapsychology as a minor, not a major. So, yeah, that's the only one I know of.
What you eating, Wiz?
I don't know, but it's good.
Okay, so this question is for Kenny. What is your true thoughts on excuse me, Jason Hawes?
I feel so bad. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Jason Hawes, like we have been friends for years. I've known him since the first season of Ghost Hunters. We met at Eastern State Penitentiary. We exchanged numbers. We've been in touch ever since. I talk to him frequently. He is a good friend of mine, and I consider him a good friend. Do we have a difference of opinion? Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have different opinions on things, different beliefs. We approach things differently. But I've stayed at the man's house. You know, we can get along. We can have civil conversations of differing opinions without getting angry at each other. I've hung out with him. I will always hang out with him. I've talked to him on the phone about really delicate. I mean, when the stuff came up about his daughter, you know, we had good conversations. He understands where I'm coming from. I understand where he's coming from. So my true feelings or thoughts about him, I think he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And I think this is a lesson for everyone, is that this talking about paranormal and skepticism and science, this is my work. This is my work passion. This is what I do for a living. But I have a personal life.
Yeah.
And I don't mix personal and work. So we can talk about work. We can disagree. And we can disagree with a passion. But as soon as we turn it off, I will gladly sit at a bar and buy you a beer, and we can talk about like Dungeons and Dragons. We can talk about Marvel movies, and all
Jerry's all about that.
Shit. Yeah, so I mean, I'm all about that.
Well, that's why I said, like, you know, as much as I hate what Omar does, I said this earlier, I think the dude would be cool to sit down and have a beer with. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with what he does on YouTube. I just think he'd be a nice guy to bullshit with.
Yeah, I mean, you can be friends with people that have completely opposite beliefs with you. It is possible. You just have to have mutual respect, and to be dead honest with you, you got to be a fucking grown up.
Yeah,
that's it. Just be a grown up.
Yep. So many. I think it goes back to a lot of people don't ever want to even conceive the fact that maybe they're wrong about something. You know what I mean? I have no issue if somebody can prove to me that I'm wrong about something. You know, dude, I'm open ears. You know, I don't have a problem with that.
I love it. I mean, you would think at first, I hated it, and I think that's what everyone experiences. You feel that embarrassment, and your knee-jerk reaction is to lash out.
Right.
But honestly, I learned something. You know, when you prove me wrong, and that's what I always ask for. If you think I'm wrong, show me why. Show me your work. And if you can do that, well, damn. Okay.
God damn.
I learned something today. Awesome. Yep. I think we both benefited from this. So awesome. Yeah.
What's the next?
Okay. So where and why did salt use come into the paranormal?
See, I don't know. That's a question.
Yeah.
I've always wondered.
Okay. Go ahead.
Stop.
It was normal use for protection, purification. Some use it for detection of demons, but for detection, repelling spirits.
But where does that all come from? Like,
I think,
I know from Native American standpoint, they would use it for, like, that's what they would use it for, would be a way of protecting themselves and for like
or purification.
For purification.
And I've always questioned too that goes along with that. Like, ghost hunters love their sage. Where the fuck does that come from? The belief that sage wards off evil spirits. Even the Catholic Church uses it in mass and stuff.
It wards off good spirits too.
Yeah, like I just I've never seen the origin of that, and I've always wanted to.
I think it was more based on like Wicca and
the idea of salt being used is kind of an evolutionary path where, I mean, it was used greatly for civilizations. I mean, you didn't have freezers, you didn't have refrigeration, and in order to preserve meat for long periods of time, you salted it, and that's how it preserved it. And it in a sense, it purified it, and that's what it got a sense in. And I think it just evolved into being used in rituals to purify the spirit, purify, like your house, because it purified your meat and the food, your sustenance. So I think from there, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm speculating, but other than that, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and that was something too that, like, when I remember this from when I was a kid. If a Catholic priest was coming to your house to do a new home blessing, they always brought you salt.
I never had that.
Yeah, I mean that was like the Polish churches in our neighborhood. They would always bring like bread, salt, and wine. Would be like the kind of to welcome you to a new home.
Wow.
Don't know why, but
yeah, I just looked it up. It originates from Buddhism and Shintoism. They used to purify and sanctify. And it says for the supernatural, it originates from a Wiccan culture.
Yeah.
So there you go.
All right. So this one, have you ever helped others who were spiritually sensitive try to understand what they are going through? And have you come across some that claim to be mediums that turn out to be fake? Absolutely, yes. Actually, I do help out. We actually do a class on the paranormal at one of our local community colleges. We do this like once every 3 months. We do a class. It's like an 8-week or 4-week class. What I do, and then a lot of times when we're doing residentials, when we get people come that approach us about residential and demons and that, a lot of times there's somebody that has they have some type of spiritual gift. We actually will sit there and walk them through what they need to do, and I help them learn what they can do to help, like, and where they can go to get any information they need. But they always can come back and ask us this if they have anything. As for mediums that turned out to be fake, absolutely. I have a handful of mediums that I would trust. There's more that I don't trust that are fake. For instance, we were at a conference doing some live video for the people that were running it, and there was a medium sitting next to us, and she literally, before she said she'd give me a free reading, it was like, okay, whatever. And she actually was asking Jeff questions about me throughout the day before and the days that she was going to give me the reading, and then she was just regurgitating that information, but half of it she couldn't remember all the key points. She just could remember that about dogs, about children and things, but she couldn't really pull out, I mean, nothing. Even what she said, none of it was true. So I'm very funny about people that I have give me readings, so I don't let a lot of people give me readings. So all right, so how do you all feel about helping with future YouTube investigator debunking crews?
Helping,
it depends on which aspect.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like,
it could be helping with YouTube. It could be helping with editing. It could be helping, with a logo. You never know. It could be anything that small to a whole investigation.
I've had anywhere from people asking me like simple questions, which I'm always open for. If you have a question and you're wondering about something, by all means, you'll never know unless you ask. Mm-hmm. But other people have gone to the other extreme, and they pretty much want you to give them all the information and research for them.
Yeah.
Like, instead of doing it themselves, they're like, "Oh, you've already done this. Can I just have all your documents and your files?" And it's like, no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I got them because I did the work. You need to do the work.
Yeah, I mean, even that's even true for me, though, because Jeff gets mad because I write everything down. But when I come home, I will rewrite everything because I'm not going to give every detail to somebody. I don't want everybody to know those details. Like, if we're doing our investigation with Togs, I will only give Harold the information that I get, like that I know he needs. But then I write down everything, and that way it's there, but it's not given to everybody so that they can, feed off of what I get. Because I mean, So, I mean, you have to learn to get your own information and not use other people's information with that one.
Right.
So, all right.
Do we lose Jerry down?
Oh, Jerry left.
Yeah,
Oh.
Jerry fell out of the basement.
Come on, Boo.
He's playing
is
in the lotion. He's playing in the lotion.
There we go.
There he is.
Okay, so Kenny, your thoughts on Jason Hawes'
Puts
investigations?
the lotion in the basket.
They are not investigations that I would do. They are not approached in the way that I would approach them. To be honest, I think the investigations that he does are the typical cookie cutter ghost hunter investigations, which I don't consider to be investigations. I think they're more of stakeouts. I think they wait for something to happen. I think they give in to a lot of the basic tropes that are out there. Like you can sit there and ask questions, and something that Jeff and I discussed extensively about asking for a sign. They continually ask for, hey, if you're here, give me a sign of your presence. And there's no specific
And
thing.
since investigating with you, I do use that now.
Good.
You know, I ask for a specific knock on this wall 3 times. Like I do specific things. I don't just say, knock on a wall or make a noise or, things that I typically used to say.
Right. I mean, overall, I don't think what he does in the YouTube videos and stuff like that, I don't think they're investigations. I don't consider them investigations because they're not investigating specific claims. They are basically waiting around for something to happen. And then interpreting anything that happens as a possible sign. Hey, Shape.
Yeah, I've been. I should have said hi when I first.
I know
saw him
it's, but I'm trying to catch up
we
on
got
everything.
Shape and we also got Justin.
I mean, that's basically what we disagree on. The method of investigation. I mean, I look at the claims. I make sure there's testable claims, and I design tests in order to see what is going on, as opposed to just going in and waiting for something to happen, or just walking around aimlessly, just waiting for something to happen.
And what did I say to you the second night? I said,
no,
I said,
shut up,
the second
asshole.
night I said,
I hate
listen,
you.
we did shit your way last night. Tonight it's cat balls and spirit boxes.
You did. And it wasn't my way. I don't know why you keep saying that.
I like to go, honestly.
Stop.
I like to go and observe how other people do stuff. So like the first night, I just kicked back and watched how everybody else did their thing. You know what? I didn't do what I normally do, which I'm not bitching. I'm fine with that.
Right.
But I don't know. Someday I want to go back there again.
Okay, so why do we barely use equipment to debunk in favor of equipment to produce evidence? I blame Zach.
That's a good, but I mean, what kind of equipment would you use to debunk? I mean, well, we kind of do. We kind of do. I mean, someone discovered that walkie-talkies set off REM pods. I mean, walkie-talkies are equipment. People determine that cell phones will light up a K2 meter every day of the week. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we're kind of using different equipment to debunk what people, but see, I don't, when people say a K2, I proved a ghost is here, I just don't buy it to begin with. But
so
I think the setup for that is much more difficult, Justin. And it's much more involved than most ghost hunting teams are willing to do, to be honest. In order to use proper equipment to monitor the environment, there's a lot to set up. It's expensive. It's more expensive than the ghost hunting targeted marketing gadgets that are out there that really don't do shit. But there's a lot more involved, a lot more controls, scientific controls, experimental controls, and the like. So you're not going to see that as much because most ghost hunting teams, they're doing the cookie cutter thing. They're following the TV shows and YouTube channels. They're not following science.
But there's a ton out there too that are doing good research, like real research, but you'll never see them. They're because it's not entertaining for YouTube. so you'll never see what they do.
This is funny.
Okay.
Like Dana's doing the same thing my wife does during my show. Like, okay, come on, let's go.
Need a timer on the screen. You got 1 minute.
It's like, yeah,
Questions? Start putting timers on.
I do have a timer right here. For
I
2
know,
minutes.
but if you are asking questions, please put a Q in front of it because that's making it faster for me to get through them.
That's the most important thing I've learned from Kenny.
Yeah,
Bill
put a
so far.
put a capital,
capital
Q,
Q.
so I can find them faster. And so this one we did answer early
Yeah.
on that yes, Jeff has had something follow him home. So
I believe I have. I can't
Yeah.
prove it. But
all right, and then this one I'm just putting up there. Shape, you got a good question for the panel? Just put a Q and ask us there.
yeah, hell yeah. We always like talking to Shape. He's like debunking royalty.
Okay, here's one.
Debunking royalty. That's
Yes, he
funny.
is.
Does
He's
anyone know?
OG, man. Respect. Does anyone know who were the first investigators to use any of the gadgets that everyone uses?
Oh man.
I gotta believe it.
I don't think you're going to get a good answer because that was kind of like a.
Stems from.
Uh-oh. Am I freezing up or are they?
You're good now. My computer jumped on Wi-Fi for a second,
Oh, that's not good.
It's been a
but it's
little
all good.
it's been a little glitchy off and on for me, but that's probably
Yeah,
my connection.
every once in a while, like I see spinnies, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm hardwired. But
I think
we're good
like
now.
we can't really go back to Ghost Hunters. I mean, that was the first at least show in the US that was going. I think Most Haunted was in the UK before that.
Mhm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but I think that's how it was. But the use of gadgets, I know I was using them in the 90s, the late 90s. I was using EMF meters. I had a Dr. Gauss meter. I had the recorder, and that's about it. I was using that when I was still a ghost hunter, but I don't know if you're going to pinpoint exactly who was the first to use it, because I do think it, like the K2 meter or the EMF meter in general, not just the K2, but the EMF meter in general was derived from the PKE meter from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Yep. Stop.
Okay,
scratching
AV
me.
Stevie, I think we already I think
Yeah,
we already answered
Yep.
that question. Let me find the next one.
There's been a few questions for Sarah. The beginning
Have there
of
been?
Yeah.
No.
Do you
If they're
remember
not
any?
putting a Q in front of it, I'm not seeing them.
Do you remember any?
Actually,
Sorry
let's see.
about it.
Or are we that far behind?
We're probably that far behind because I'm trying to get.
Let's say what's your
Hang on,
timestamp right now?
We are like about 30 some minutes.
Yeah,
behind.
so I'm trying to get through, but you know, it takes me a minute. But yeah, if you're not putting a Q in front of it, I may not be seeing it. So let's see. I'm trying to get up here.
It's always fun finding questions when you know they're in here, but you just don't know what they're at. That's so Justin, Paranormal Monkey Podcast. He's somebody I want to have on sometime.
He's fun.
I
Oh my
I
goodness.
like him.
When I was on his show, I need to get him on mine.
Yep.
We need to figure out the time difference and get him on mine because, like, I could talk to him for hours.
Yep.
We really just had a good conversation.
Yeah.
And it flowed easily. There was no struggle. There was no like, oh my God, what am I going to ask him next? It just
Mhm.
flowed really nicely.
Yep.
So I really like Justin.
All right, I'm not. Oh, here's one.
Another
We've
one for
already,
Ken.
we've
we
asked.
Didn't see any that were from Sarah.
We've
Okay,
I've seen that
yeah.
one like 7 or 8 times. It's like
That was
we've
the same
answered that
person.
one.
Well,
We've answered that one like
Right.
multiple times now. So
time wise, probably a little behind.
yeah.
Sarah, we're gonna let you answer this one first, if you want to.
Sorry, I'm reading it. I do believe in God, but this will be an unpopular answer. But I seem to be doing those tonight, so this will be an unpopular answer. And I don't know how Jeff's going to feel about this, but I would like to see it separated often from investigations. I'm a big believer in going in
Oh, I'm
cold.
not offended by that at all.
Yeah,
I don't-
and I know it's difficult because I mean, you know, I am a believer, but I'm very. I would like to see less of. I think one of the problems is the terms that we plant on things like ghost and demon, etc. When we actually don't know, none of it's actually proven. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
It's. I do believe in. I do have religious beliefs, but and I kind of get why people go into investigations with them. But for me,
Yeah, I always believe it should be your intention, not religion
Yeah.
based. Because who's to say, it's not proven of what's there? Who's to say that's not?
I mean, put it
A
this way:
religion
I believe in the
that-
paranormal. I've had experiences, so I do believe that there's something that we haven't explained, but I don't know what it is. And if I was to do an investigation, I'd try and not let my own experiences influence the investigation. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do have religious beliefs, but I tend to try and keep them separate.
Yeah, I don't think I bring mine. I don't bring mine to our investigations, do we?
I don't really see many
Yeah.
many investigators that
Yeah.
do. That wasn't actually a dig because I don't see you do it. I do know that there's several that are religious and don't do it. I'm not saying people do. I'm not saying I see it happen all the time. I don't.
Mhm.
I really don't. I'm talking about the general way the paranormal is spoken about sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, I to be fair, I don't see. It's not something I'm always calling out.
It's like someone slapping demon on her title.
Yes.
Maybe not
Yeah.
be a demon.
I mean, I'm not traditionally religious, but I think if I was, sometimes I think those sort of thumbnail titles would probably offend me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Or scare you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, there's
Fantastic. You got another one there.
Crete. I mean, I've been part of the community for a long time. I mean, I know I did the year channel thing today, but I've been in the paranormal community for about 4 years, and the debunking community for a great, at least 2. And until I had the channel, I was very much a lurker, and I was fine with that. I really wasn't looking to be actively part of the community, but I love the fact you can do either or. I mean, Wiz and Phil will confirm we have people in the chat who regularly lurk, and they'll pop in and say hello. And we know they're there, but they don't want to actually be there, be talking all the time with others who will. I think it's a very flexible community like that, and it's also very. I don't know about. Well, I do know that Phil's had some experience. I'm sure Jeff and Dana have. What people don't see is also what goes on behind the scenes. When people sort of reach out and contact you, and I normally don't talk about that, but it's there's much more to this community than I think a lot of people see and realise.
Yeah.
And it is. I mean, it's got its faults. We all get wound up for something. I'm sure we do. Everybody on this panel probably gets annoyed with it in some ways, but overall, it's a fantastic community.
Yeah, when I get fired up about something, I use my 24-hour rule, which is don't comment for 24 hours. If you still feel the same way and you need to comment, then it should be commented on. You know what I mean? Just wait 24 hours. I don't
Well,
like
I mean,
to be
also, it's like, I mean, I have sounding boards, sort of, especially Phil and Riz and one or two others, it's like, if you get upset about something or if you're angry about something, you don't have to go out straight onto YouTube and actually blurt it out for everybody to hear,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a couple people that asked a couple things about me. One, I don't have a nebulizer, so I can't do the saline. Again, we're just starting to figure out why I got this cough.
Drink more rum.
Yeah.
Yes.
2, so I don't have a nebulizer. I just had an inhaler, and we are no longer taking the inhaler after one dose.
This dog is being.
And then we also with the tea and that, I have been drinking tea, but it doesn't matter. It'll stop it for just a little bit if I have a fit, but it doesn't continually stop it. So we're just trying to figure out what we can do, there's a message out to my doctor because I can't do the prednisone and I cannot do the albuterol because it raises my blood pressure over 400.
Blood sugar.
So, or my blood sugar over 400.
Blood pressure would not be good.
No, that would not be good. All right. Kenny Ham, has any ghost hunter has there been any ghost hunters who's tried to get you to believe?
Yeah. I wasn't sure how to read this question. I think there's a word or two missing.
Yeah.
So if it's
Dawson Toller.
Joe Vitale.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, there's been plenty that have have engaged in trying to really try to get me to believe, which I'm open to. The problem is that for the most part, it's usually in a form of I'm gonna categorize it as a false invitation. Basically, they're like, hey, if you would come out to this location, you would be a believer. And I guarantee you 100% of the time, they're not expecting me to say, all right, when do we go? And that's usually my response. Like, when do we go? All right, when can, let me know. Give me a date and time, and I will gladly show up if it's within my means. I can't just fly out to California at any time, but if it's within like a 5 or 6 hour drive, yeah, let me know when, and I'll be there. And usually that is met with, oh, well, there's complications. We can't really do that right now. And it falls through, basically. But there's been a few people, Joe Vitale, for example. I mean, and he's invited me out to a few places where I've gone out. And I'm more than happy to try. Unfortunately, my investigative technique is different than the usual cookie cutter ghost hunter thing. I mean, I'm looking for specific claims, and I'm researching the place well before I get there. So I usually find logical explanations for what's going on. And if I don't, then I usually say that, like, I don't. So I hope that's an answer I hope that answers your question.
Okay, so then our next one is, what is whiz eating?
Oh yeah,
Nothing.
I think you answered that
Nothing
already.
anymore, but I did put
Yeah.
Yeah, that a half hour ago.
I know, it's like, well, and that's because I'm trying to keep up with these comments in here. All right. Or not so much comments, but questions here.
With turkey and taters.
Turkey and mash.
I don't know how.
Was it your avatar?
Let's see. I'm about 20 minutes behind here, so let's see if I can catch up.
ABC says he's eating Ghost Theory.
All right. Really?
This dog is pissing me off.
I know, she's being a butthead today.
Well, he can't scream boo to scare him away.
Move. Back up.
All right, so I'm not seeing any questions.
Uh-oh.
Unless people aren't putting the queue in front, then that's probably why I'm not. If you don't have a queue in front, I'm sorry, I'm passing you over on your questions. But
I think Justin asked, Kenny, do you believe in life after?
I saw that.
Love.
Life after love.
Life after love.
Oh, Justin.
I'd make sure I read that right.
Life after love.
How long have we been doing this? Holy shit, 2.5 hours. We should probably wrap it up.
I'm
pretty
looking
soon.
at what does it. Let's see. A question.
Nope.
There's one. We do.
Yes, and we have one that's being very, very,
And
very
she's being
bad
a
tonight.
pain in the ass right now.
I don't know what her problem
She
is.
has been like full of it.
We put bells on the doors, so like when they got to go out, they ring the bells. And she has just been banging those. It's been banging
Well,
her
and
bowls.
she's
Like,
peed a couple times.
No need
Yes.
to go into this question. They already answered it.
Who is the
Scooby
best
and the
ghost hunter?
gang. That's it.
Of
That's
course.
your answer. Move on.
After his scrappy,
And they always debunked, didn't they, Kenny? The Scooby Gang always
They,
debunked it.
Master
they solved-
Jenkins.
they solved the
did.
mystery. That's the
Every-
point. They solved the mystery.
Every ghost has his mask.
All
We
right.
will get to the bottom.
I am getting there.
Scooby and the gang have a better track
Tell me
record than any
bottom left.
ghost hunting show on TV today.
Scrappy is a smart one. He always just wanted to fight him.
I think somebody was asking. Hang on, go back.
Wisdom. He asked a question.
I think Alyssa had a question first about Jerry.
Who did?
Go up.
If it doesn't have it,
Stop. Yeah, right there. There's the answer to Alyssa's question. Jerry, you have a fan.
yeah. If it doesn't
not
have
the
a
question. I
cute.
was wondering who you are and what your link is.
Oh.
Alyssa's cool.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. You can go back to the other question you had.
Oh my God.
My bad.
Looks like Carl's got another one.
Drunken state. I got sidetracked.
Okay, that one. Did we answer that one?
Why do people think that spirits can understand anything we say or do? Oh, wisdom. What are you asking questions for? Why don't you just
He's being a smart ass.
We're ignoring that one. Next.
Okay, so this one. Do you believe in the possibility of demonic forces manipulating all of the paranormal activity in order to distract us from something bigger?
I believe so.
Yeah, I do too. I like I said before, I do believe that there are demons. I do believe too that demons get blamed for a lot of shit that isn't them.
I'm more apt to believe that if you believe in that sort of thing, it's more of a spirit that would be pretending to be a demon, but that's just me. I'm less on the demon front myself.
I'm gonna say that as
we're all
far as I
listening.
know, demons are mythology. So that's it. I mean, it's storytelling, just like
Listen,
leprechauns
Kenny.
and fairies.
I'm a certified demonologist, and I'm here to tell you that you're wrong, and you're just.
I'm a certified skeptic, so let's go at it.
Where's your
Wasn't-
paper? Where's your?
Wasn't
I can
Legion
print
a
my own
demon?
certificate out.
All right, I'll trust you.
Hey Jeff, just throw salt at him and run.
Just,
We
yeah,
we get biblical. Wasn't Legion supposed to have been a demon?
Ooh, Legions
I
is
think
multiple.
Legion was a host of demons, but I got this for you, Kenny.
Oh,
I have one of those.
Yeah, I did.
It's actually after they I don't know who did it, but the one YouTuber
Proving demons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put it in the case, the display case I have over at the center with all the other ghost hunting equipment.
So I did.
Kill flies with mine.
I did a video on that before Side Eye Guy did, just so everybody knows he thinks he's the first. And actually, Andrew replied to me in his next
Big
video.
It was so funny.
He was like, "Yeah, some dickhead made a video about you. You know, he was doing this little skit. He's like, yeah, it kind of sucked. Like, okay, so then my next video, I did one, kind of roasting him a bit, but it's all fun.
All right, fantastic. Since starting your channel, what do you like and dislike the most?
What about the channel, or I don't know what about
Hot dogs and Marmite.
no, hot dog. Actually, that's what I dislike the most: hot dogs and bloody Marmite.
That's
Don't
one-
be
that was
lurking, I'll
one-time
never
deal.
forgive you.
One-time deal.
It's been a. Sorry, do you want to keep?
Yeah, you can answer.
Yeah, answer it.
If you've been following me, you know it's been a wonderful year, and a community that's built up around the channel, especially in the lives. Have had some hard times, hence the Danny Moss Nemesis, for example, and demonetized and had to wait 3 months to monetize again. But I wouldn't change it. I am a big believer in your channel should grow naturally. I'm never been looked to go viral. I'm trying to step it up this year, but with what I'm doing. But no, so it was supposed to be just a winter project to sort of get the art channel going again when Crow shouted me out, and then turned it into Paranormal. And yeah, it's I'm officially on East Coast time now because I'm more of an American channel in terms of audience. So I'm up all night. This is my daytime. I'm
Yeah, I think
okay
that-
being awake.
I think that biggest blow is you have to change everything about your channel just because of what YouTube wants.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't actually tell me. I kind of had to second guess what the problem was. They never gave me a straight answer. So, but
Quick
touch
answers.
wood,
Let me get to that one.
they're not moaning at me now.
Okay. Wouldn't the Ouija board be considered a gadget? Quick answer on that one.
No,
Yep.
No,
it's a toy.
No.
it's
It's
technically
a toy. Just like the Magic 8 Ball isn't a freaking gadget. It's a toy.
Now, I'll make this quick. I do think there's potential if your intent is to draw something dark out of it. Stop looking at me like that, you son of a bitch.
Mhm.
If you,
Okay.
but I don't think you need the Ouija board to do it. So it's not the Ouija board's fault, but it's part of the.
You can use it as a divination tool if you believe it's a tool that you believe in, I guess.
There was a fantastic study that I saw. There was a Ouija board convention in Denmark. This is the only thing that I've ever seen where there was a study, scientific study on Ouija boards, and they put like something on people's eyes to track their eye movement, and
It was
Like-
the forehead sensor that tracked their eye
Okay.
movements. Yeah.
yeah, it was that was legit. Like that was a very, very good study.
Boo.
Michael, thank you so much for the $4.99.
Yes, thank you. I'll put
Appreciate ya.
Jerry's asking questions now.
Jesus Christ, what?
Seriously.
You guys can talk. You have
Yes,
microphones. For
You have
fuck's sake.
microphones. Were the people
Oh,
faking
Kenny,
ectoplasm
all the questions for
photos?
Kenny. It's hard to get a word in Edward.
But it's hard to get through the
I have
chat
nothing to say.
period right now.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody answer that one.
Were the people faking it?
Yes.
I just think it goes back to the fact that people do it for attention, people do it for money,
Mhm.
and that's why they're doing it. So
Can I just say something? So I've just seen a comment in the chat.
Yeah.
Air Force, I didn't say demonetization wasn't a big deal. I can assure you it was a massive blow. It was massive, and it took me months to recover. I don't know why. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry if that came across that's what I said. But no, it was a massive blow after all the hard work. That's why it's such a
And then
relief to get
them being so cryptic about why it even occurred. That was
Well, they monetized me and
mind-blowing.
demonetized me after a week. So yeah, without any real explanation. So yeah, but I didn't say that it wasn't a big thing. So I'm not quite sure why you took that. I just want to clarify
And
that.
it is tough to get monetized. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of work to get to
Yeah.
that point, for sure. And then you got
And then when you do to keep
you
it
got
up
done
and
dirty for sure.
And I still
Okay.
worry about it. I still worry
Yeah.
that I'm going to get that email again.
okay, question, Jeff, how is the no smoking going?
We've talked about that. Like people will say, well, you haven't quit, but I have scaled
He
way,
has
way,
slowed
way, way, way
down
back.
a lot.
I've smoked since Thursday morning. God, sorry, I keep burping. I still have 5 or 6 cigarettes left from a second pack. So over 3 days, dude, I'm calling it a win.
You're smoking at 100 miles an hour. It's a lot harder to
Yeah,
stop.
you
than
guys
it
all
is
saw me
the
on
moment
these
you
live
stop.
streams. I chain smoked on these live
I've
streams.
seen you on investigations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He now, I mean, he doesn't smoke in the house
Yep, I've
anymore
done- yeah,
because he used to
not
only
doing
be
that.
allowed to smoke in one room. He doesn't do that anymore. And he took out the fan
yeah. I threw
that
my
was in
vent
there,
fan
so
away.
that's closed off. So he only smokes outside now. So that does help.
Threw the ashtray away. But even then, it's not very often. I've only had a few today. So
And now he knows that he's supposed to move where he puts his nicotine patch on his arm.
yeah, which I need to put one on right now because
Okay, our next question: how awesome are all these people in this chat?
I mean, 5 out of 6 of us are pretty cool. Or
I
sorry,
think
6
there's
out
the
of 7
chat.
of us.
Not the 6.
Not the chat,
people on
yeah.
the screen. 7
Just kidding.
people on the screen.
Okay, that's Kenny. Do you believe in life after? I think somebody said that already.
Yeah, he did.
That was yeah, just
That
absolutely.
was-
This is getting out of the paranormal. I mean, this is just basically like if I guess if you're heartbroken,
Do you believe
you know, is
in
there
love
life
after
after work?
love?
Yeah, yeah. There's life. Just keep going. Never give up.
There's always
Trust me.
somebody who will share.
Trust in the words of Cher.
If I could turn back time.
Okay.
Why do you guys keep getting the spinnies?
If I could
What's
find a way.
Uh-oh. Did we freeze? There it is. Okay, there's a question.
Wait, what? Sasquatch to put a man in an electric chair.
Huh?
Okay, I think
false.
he's saying that. Ooh, I think that's that should be a guest you have as Hair Force. And you guys
I
should
don't
talk
get it.
big feats. I think what he's saying is that there's a lot of Bigfoot evidence out there.
There is not any evidence that would withstand any kind of time in court, a court of law. So this is that first part of the statement is just false.
Yeah, John Arnold will never be heard in court, no matter what you say.
Boo stop.
All right, guys, you're gonna see a live patch input.
Oh. Are you putting it on
Okay.
your third arm? You better
You put it on that arm
I'm
this
gonna put
time.
it on my belly.
On your belly?
Yeah.
Can you put it on your belly?
I don't know. You
put it
told
on
me
your
not to.
nipples.
What are you doing? Are you going to show us your nipples?
Did you
Show us your
didn't
belly.
read the directions?
Are you sure that's not gonna make you sick to your
You
stomach?
just put a fucking sticker on. It's not.
Well, you're supposed to put them in certain
Screenshot,
spots. Oh my
screenshot.
gosh. Oh my gosh.
He's got
I mean,
direct injection of
That'll be a
Damn.
good sticker
Nicotine
soon
and-
right there.
Ooh, that's
Nicotine
Has
and alcohol.
anyone been disappointed with their answers? I have no clue.
with our answers tonight. I mean, we have been drinking, so
Yeah.
I'm sure there's
Yeah.
people disappointed with my answer.
All right.
I didn't call you out, Alyssa. You're cool people. I'm just, and we're still
All right.
behind. Oh yeah, we're still 10 minutes behind. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get there. I'm slowly getting there.
If we don't get to the bottom, then
she's Jeff in the chat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just
you need some.
close the chat.
Need some nicotine boo pasties now.
Yeah, I should put 2 on at a time.
Cree, I'm allergic to a lot of stuff and I have other medical conditions, so I have to be very careful with what I do. So I have to talk to my doctor before I can do anything.
Oh my gosh! Now the questions are getting goofy. Why do angels have wings? Where can ghosts be found?
Didn't you watch that movie? Every time a bell rings,
Yeah.
Angel gets swings.
We watched that a couple weeks ago. as a
We
matter of
did.
fact. That's my
What do they
favorite.
need wings for?
The
Favorite
very
Christmas
early
movie.
accounts, the early biblical accounts, the angels do not have wings.
The wings are more of a representation
Kenny.
that can float and
They can
fly.
fly.
I mean, I'm not trying to stir anything up, but I'm just
Yes,
saying,
you
like
are.
early accounts, the angels appear or described exactly like any other human.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's nothing special about them.
They could be a
Except
little
they-
butterfly, you not know it.
They didn't look like a man or a woman. They were like sort of an in-between thing, I believe.
Any like
That was
artistic
Gozer.
impression
I-
is more to represent that they're they could fly or they came from.
I think we've
above.
been 242. We should.
You what?
I think we should just kind of end it.
It's
2 hours and 42 minutes.
I'm
man. It's been
done.
a while. No. It's been a long stream, and I don't know, but we still have 68 people watching.
I'm trying to. I know. I'm trying to get
No,
to
I'm not
this.
blaming you.
Oh, I
Well,
might be
it's like
divorced
if
by
you
now,
guys
so-
would whoop on your questions a
No,
little
we
bit.
like to talk. We talk.
You can't. I get the same
There you
stuff. My
go.
wife yells at me all the time.
You're not even at 3 hours yet.
I'm not looking
Lightweight.
forward to when I.
It's funny because I was gonna get on them at 3 hours. I'm like, okay, I think we're done at 3. So,
Hour
but-
3.
No, but Donna is
Three.
anti hour 3. She is like
Yes.
2 hours and your shit is done.
Damn.
Except
Okay,
that never
what was
happens.
that?
We go right into hour 3.
I have no
Mhm.
idea.
Edgar, I don't know
question,
how you can help,
but
but I mean, I'm open to help for sure.
She'd be like, I'm ready to go home, and like 4 hours later.
They're telling me to put the patch on my nipple.
No.
My bad. That was my fault.
okay, here's one.
What? Would murder become more prevalent if we knew the afterlife existed?
Boo, you can
No.
stop.
I don't know
No,
about
I-
murder, but I think self
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
Okay, here's
I'd
another
imagine that too.
Mhm.
That's a Kenny question.
Ever anything that makes you think maybe? Maybe what? Maybe there's an afterlife. Maybe aliens exist. Maybe
Maybe there's
Sasquatch is
ghosts.
real. I mean, there's I try not to speculate beyond what is available to me. So when I'm investigating something and I gather all the information that's possible and I look at it,
You missed Jerry's.
I saw it.
it's
Sorry.
basically like, can I come to a conclusion? And if I can't, the conclusion is I don't know. That's it. I don't think, well, maybe this could be paranormal. Maybe this would be a ghost, or maybe this is Bigfoot. I'm not doing that because that's speculation. I will stick with I don't know until there's new information that comes to light that can be considered. So that would be my answer for that.
Jerry, this isn't a hostage situation.
You can go if you want, Jerry.
Oh, no,
If
that's
anybody
good.
wants to leave, they're permitted.
Okay, do you believe in multiple dimensions and that maybe sometimes the residual ghost we see might be the thinning of the veil into another dimension? Boo, knock it off.
Maybe we're all just living on the same timeline, but just overlapping.
Living on the edge.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
Oh,
what would it take for you to consider a paranormal event genuine?
Good scientific study.
See, I'm not anti-personal experience.
I am.
I know you are.
Okay.
Personal experience is okay, but it's filled with perspective, biases, missing information. There is so much that we don't know.
Yeah, it's not scientific, right?
Yeah,
It's not
you
scientific.
can't
No,
go
hell no.
alone
No, it's
on
not.
anecdotes. Anecdotes are not evidence. It's a starting point. That's basically it. Okay.
Like I said, there's things I've witnessed. There's no way I could prove it because we weren't investigating. We didn't have cameras out. There's no data to collect other than this is what I saw, you know? Oh, this dog is being horrible.
Okay, next, I'm finally to the bottom. Question,
Okay, I
Kenny,
gotta pee.
do you deny that people have been sent to death with nothing more than video, eyewitness account, pictures, footprints, etc., etc.? Huh?
So
I
I'm
think
gonna try and say this in as non-confrontational way as I can. I do not appreciate the way this question is formed, because you're putting me into a corner by asking me a question like this. You're making me choose something and defend my answer right away by saying, "Do you deny?" So I don't like the way that question is worded from the beginning. The second thing is I don't know. This is not my area. I am sure that people have been accused and convicted of crimes. And in fact, you can go on to the Innocence Project and look at all the people that have been convicted of crimes based on little else than eyewitness testimony, which later DNA evidence has proved them to be innocent. So I'm not sure about the point of the question, but that's my best answer that I can give you.
100% agree.
Okay,
Bad things happen without evidence.
if a time machine was built, could you travel back in time any further than that?
If I could turn back time.
That is exactly what came to my head when I was reading that question. I'm like,
I mean, if we go by a hot tub time machine, I mean, yeah.
now we're getting kind of a little silly.
I mean, this
Wait.
gets in the philosophical debate. There's no wrong or right here. It's speculation only.
We could make the ultimate rock album.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are at the end of the chat. I'm waiting for our end of the chat, Jeff, to get back here. So we are finally at the end of the chat there.
Because we're in our 50s and we have 2 toddlers right now that are acting up. And
Well, it's more like 1 than 2, but
yeah, pretty much.
I'm probably the youngest on the panel.
Well, I'm talking about our dogs. Like they're just being weird tonight. Like,
one of them
there a
is.
full
She's
moon? I don't know.
she's been weird lately, so who knows?
So anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you guys, the panel especially. Thanks everybody for watching. We've been consistently getting 60 plus.
Next time
and
we
I
do,
freaking
yeah.
love it.
Next time we do a power hour, we're doing it the right way, though.
We did it the right way.
No, we didn't, because you stopped and had us start
Listen,
answer
I
questions,
just kind
and
of
it
wing it sometimes.
I thought
throws
that
it
was a
off.
wonderful way to do it.
No, it's not. Because then you get out of that. You don't get as many penalty shots.
I need to bring my beers next
We
time.
had plenty of penalty shots.
Or
No,
having
you guys didn't.
having
No.
rules jumped in.
This was misrepresented when it was when I was invited. This was misrepresented. This was
No,
not
I
what
told you it was a
expected
shot
coming in
every
here.
60 seconds. I
That
did
was
tell
not
you that.
mentioned at all.
I'm pretty sure I did.
I think you should
Yeah.
just tabulate all the penalties and make them do a shot every minute.
Yeah, I think
with
Kenny
added on
thought we were
penalties.
just gonna like sit here and casually,
Drink. No,
sip
it's a
of whiskey
game.
or
It's
some
like
shit
boom,
like that,
boom, boom. I mean, it was like
it was an aggressive drinking game, that's for sure.
yeah. But I mean, there's usually if you do it the way you're supposed to, you're doing a lot more drinking.
No, trust me.
No.
I drank plenty.
No, not compared to when we did the last time. No,
I had 6 freaking beers.
no, we did a lot more last time.
Nah.
It's so you have to make
Nah, I
sure.
don't know.
Yeah, whatever. All right, it's
Interactivity of the chat would be a little bit more fun, I think. I enjoyed hearing some of the questions that the chat was asking during the time.
It is, but when you do that, there's too much lag time. So then because if you
Yeah.
actually saw the original Power Hour, they were asking each other
Well,
questions,
let's
and
be
then
honest,
they got
too. We only had
confused.
6 people watch at that point. in
No,
our
but
career.
I'm saying when you saw the original Power Hour that we got the idea from, they were asking each other
Oh yeah,
questions.
but that was the Glenn Beck show. That
Yeah,
was stupid.
But
weird.
that's what I'm saying. So, but we had
They
to
weren't
base it
taking
on
chat
it. You can't have, if we're trying to ask questions from the chat, you can't get through it fast enough. And where you're starting to get like those penalty shots and that's where the extra comes in. So it makes it more fun.
I say you should take all the penalty points, you tabulate them up, then you make them keep going. Take that shot every minute. So if you get 5 penalties, you're going to keep going for another 5 minutes.
Oh,
that would be that'd
that
be
would be an hour too.
Yeah, I think it's it's just fun then, because usually then it's fun because then afterwards you have once you get the hour done, you have them ask the questions in the chat like we were doing, and then because the answers are hilarious because they have more alcohol in them, so it made it a lot more funnier. So
but anyway, we are going to wrap this up. I've kept you guys for 3 hours and we appreciate y'all. I don't know that we'll do a Monday stream. We'll see
if you're still recovering.
Oh no, Monday we might not do a stream, but we might do a members stream because we have an announcement. If you've been on any of our
we don't want to
stuff,
just announce that.
because what did I say? They get to hear it first.
Okay.
So they get a jump on it.
We can make a members post.
We could make a members post, but something on
Don't
Monday,
give it away.
members are going to get the big news first.
Yeah.
Jeff's other ball dropped.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoiler.
Yep.
Dawson's been officially adopted.
Now Dawson was supposed to join tonight and he backed out. But I don't want to. I mean, he said he had personal reasons, and I just go for it. I don't want to fuck with him. If he's got something going on.
I think a lot of people will be excited about what we're going to be answering because people have been asking about this for a while. So,
yep.
So
Mainly
it
wisdom.
will be.
I'm gonna. I'm joining the what's that cult?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Well, not
The Church of Matt Damon.
Yeah, exactly.
Bless me,
anyway,
bitches.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for joining, everybody. Sarah, thanks for coming on. Wisdom, Phil, Kenny, Jerry, thanks for coming. Everybody in chat, and we will maybe see you on Monday. We'll let you know tomorrow. Peace out. Hit the
Toodles and
thing
noodles.
up there. Toodles and noodles.
Never stop learning.
Yeah. What can he say?